This video brought to you in part by these fantastic sponsors.
Yo, what is up? Welcome to the channel, YouTube, Twitch, the people who are here live. Welcome. This is actually the second tournament that we've done. I didn't record the first one because I didn't think I would ever be able to upload it because I've just been streaming for 21 days straight. And I don't actually know when this is going to ever stop. So it is what it is, man. This is the second tournament. Previous tournament was an RGB tournament. This tournament is the Rainbow Dash tournament. So every player has to pick one of each element. That's RGBLD, red, green, blue, light, dark. And so you have to do that. The bands are what are the bands? Frost, Hwa-Young, Rimuru. Let me pull this up here.
Hwa-Young, Rimuru, Ran, Apocalypse, Ravi, ML Choleric, AOL, and Celius.
That's right. So these are the rules made up by Magic Chi, who won the previous tournament. The winner of the tournament is going to get a $25 gift card, plus they get to set the rules for the next tournament as well as co-cast if they want to. I thought that was kind of cool. Unfortunately, yeah, Magic Chi is not here because he was a little under the weather. So you get me and you get Frost whenever Frost feels like he wants to pop in and say something. But I think this is going to be a little bit of fun. The RGB tournament was pretty cool because we did get to see a lot of stuff with having global bans, with having MLs banned. And that was complete MLs too. That was no ML 4 stars, no ML 5 stars, no ML 3 stars, and none of those ML 2 stars like the, you know, the crazy overpowered 2-star soul weavers that they put in. And so we didn't really have any of that deal. And so I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what people have in terms of draft, because being forced to draft one of every color really makes for a lot of rock, paper, scissors in terms of drafting. So if you want to start, Frost, is Gary here?
He just showed up.
All right, fantastic. We will get started with our first match, Ghostery versus Gary 144. As soon as they hit start, we'll slam it and we will go. Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing War of Lion get his Mortelix banned. After the last tournament, I feel like anybody who did watch it live on twitch.tv / the real Shotgun Shogun, I think that's actually what it is, whatever, would know that War of Lion has a pretty crazy Mortelix. And I feel like it's going to get banned or picked or stolen. Also, one of the other things too here is that you kind of have to think about what it is that you are going to be pre-banning. What you're going to be, you know, picking away from your opponent. So we do see the blue crowd here. This was a pretty popular pick in the RGB tournament, mostly because things like FCC didn't exist, you know, stuff along those lines. So we do see the Payra pickup from the Ghostery side. Now, one thing that some people were kind of concerned about is the fact that Caesarea is still allowed in this tournament, allowing for the setup of Caesarea, right? The Caesarea cleave. So with a Payra, you can do that, but if the Payra is banned out, then Ghostery does have to have some sort of backup that isn't blue. So we do see the Caesarea come out. So now Gary is going to have to answer this in a RGBLD without the B version. We do see him hovering the landy here.
Kind of surprised people aren't getting the MLs out of the way since you can only pick 2.
True. Yeah, I would have thought maybe a little bit early, but everybody's kind of going with the RGB. No, you don't have to do RGB in order. You just have to pick one of every color. It's definitely not in order, or else everybody would have been wrong because this is RGB, not BRG. So yeah, not seeing like things like, you know, a Dilibet or a hand guy or some of those things in answer maybe to that Caesarea cleave there is a little bit interesting. Now, Ghostery is kind of cycling through a lot of stuff here. The Pavel now is pretty good. Now, if you ban the Payra out, you do have to deal with the Pavel that can activate the Caesarea, and we're going to see a cleave here, but it'll be interesting to see how Gary answers this. He already does have the Politis for the anti-cleave answer, but if the Politis is banned out here, you do have the Pavel who can activate the Caesarea. Even if you take the Caesarea out of the equation, you do have the C-Dom as well as the Pavel, who is going to do a lot of damage. It's looking like Gary's going to just hard tank down. However, the problem is, and so we see the RB last pick up here. Now, do you ban the Politis or do you ban the RB? Because I don't think, even in this comp, the Landy is even anything could be concerned about, Frost.
I think if you don't ban the RB, you risk losing. That's
True.
Just way too risky. Because he bans the Selene here, and RB could absolutely just decimate his team.
True. Yeah, the Selene is very dangerous right here. So we do see the Politis and we see the Selene ban out. Now, it's possible that he's thinking maybe he can 2-tap the RB. Maybe he's banking on the mitigation from Escort to help him out with that RB damage. But with the double mitigation from Gary's side, there's absolutely no way that he is going to be able to just straight 2-tap this RB.
I think it depends on if the Pavel's cracked or not. Even with all the mitigation, Pavel could easily get through that with the Silver S2.
Well, we are going to find out here. So we do see the mitigation come through here. We do see the S3. Now, one thing to note here too, the bomb is only on the RB and so that is not going to clean that up. Do you think that who do you go for here? Do you go for the crowd? Do you go for the RB? I mean, I feel like at this point you kind of have to leave that RB alone.
You can't touch the RB. I think he just ended the game right here for himself with that. I'm not sure there's much coming back after not killing that RB there. It did a lot less damage than I thought it was going to do.
Well, I don't think that it didn't crit the RB. Yeah, I don't think it crit that RB because it's not necessarily like the biggest degen RB there. I was mostly looking at some of the other units when it came through, so we'll see. We do see the Soulburn S1 come here. The Crow is dead, but does still have mitigation. We're gonna see the S3 come through and clean up the Landy. This is gonna do a lot of damage here to the everybody. No Gab though. Can he clean this with no Gab, no Soulburn? Is gonna have miss on everybody, but unless this is a degen RB, yeah, and having no attack buff and having no souls there to Soulburn that, Ghostery is gonna take the first round. Gary getting baited right there into the Caesarea cleave. However, this time around, Gary can obviously ban out one of those units, and I would fully expect to see a Caesarea pre-ban from the Gary side.
I think you'd actually ban the Pavel there, because the Pavel is just more destructive than anything. I don't think the Caesarea is that big of a deal.
True, but you could pre-ban the Caesarea, post-ban the Pavel if he picks it.
That would probably be actually best case scenario.
True, but we do see the Selene pre-ban and the C Armin pre-ban here. Ghostery probably going to come back through and try to cleave, but Gary's going to pick up the Payra first. Yeah, Blade was definitely not descended enough, unfortunately, for the Gary side.
So if Ghostery is wanting to cleave, there's only one option for an opener, and that's Cerise, I believe, now?
Yeah, but it does look like Ghostery is going to decide to just bruiser tank it down. Picking the Selene here would be good. That is going to either be a hard ban or completely prevents the mitigation from the Payra side. And seeing as Gary has already picked the Payra, that does mean that Blue Crow is not available. So he does have to, so we see, ooh, the Fire Hand guy into the Pillis. So making sure that he does still have some mitigation here. Not only that, but the hand guy, the Fire Hand guy, probably hard checks the Selene.
I do know this Pillis is absolutely stacked. Thick as fuck.
All right, so we do see the blue Kisei come out in answer to the Koeric. Ghostery has fire and light left to go. Hover in the Aros, which I think would actually be pretty good if he brings in a light unit like an LQC to counter the Pillis. That would be a really strong combo right there. Or an Aros. Oh no, I was gonna say an Aros into Steny, but FCC's already taken. Man, this has got to be like really, really tough, right? Like, because you have a set pool of units and you don't even necessarily think about color half of the time. And you, at this point, you have to look at what you have already and go, huh.
It gets really difficult for the RGBs because there is the 30% mitigation currently in Frenzy.
Yeah, that too. So we see the Violet pickup here. And we have to, ooh, when we see the Doris.
So Ghostery can
Now,
only pick a light unit here.
Correct. So we do see him hovering that LQC. Ooh, the Lionheart Sirmia. That is a phenomenal answer to the Violet, which is most likely going to make its way through.
I think in Gary's position, you kind of have to ban the Kisei here and hope that your hand guy makes it through, just because hand guy is probably the best in that entire team on his side.
True, but you do know that if you don't ban the LHC, that's going to be a lot of damage coming through. So we see the Payra and we see the Kisei ban out here. This is going to be a little bit tough on the Gary side because he is going to have to try to burn down that LHC. The Koeric is going to go first, and we'll see how much damage this does to the Selene. Okay, we see the soul burn here. That's a fair amount of damage. So we'll see if he's able to, but with the FCC shield here, this is going to be tough because here's one thing that Ghostery can do. He can rip that S3, hope for a counter attack, which will already activate the almonds of the LHC, but no dice. This is a left side Violet. So Ghostery relying on that Violet being left side and actually dodging may have been a misplay on his part. I'm pretty sure, I thought I saw that Violet actually miss or get missed. How did he not counter? I'm so confused.
I'm pretty sure there wasn't a miss on that. A lot of damage on it. It looks like it's a miss.
That's fair. Okay, so we do see the Selene come out. There's going to be no S3 here. The big damage reduction there is huge. That hand guy is just Chilean right now with the defense buff, with the shield, with the continuous healing, and with the speed, and he is going to do a lot of damage here. Unfortunate resist for the Ghostery side. Do you just rip the S3, get rid of the skill with nullifiers, and drop some silences? That is what he is going to do.
Only lands 3 silences. That may or may not be a big deal. Hopefully he doesn't dual attack here.
That is true. I feel like at this point you work on the LHC, right? Okay, opted to go into the Selene, is going to pick up the kill here. However, Gary is kind of playing with fire. I think he's going to just continue to go into the hand guy here, but the Doris is going to just S3, get rid of the provoke, heal this Koeric all the way back up. And this is where Gary starts to work. Oh, the dual attack. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, this is looking bad right here. There's a big S1. Here comes the S3 into the S1. Your Koeric is dead. We do see the counter here. However, is he going to be able to pick up a kill here? I feel like you go in on, yeah, the Pillis, which isn't going to do anything here. You S1 and just try to clean up the kill here on that LHC. Is going to put into Sigurd's Scythe, but there's no way that the Violet doesn't clean this up with an S3 here. That's going to be a big shield, so maybe we are going to see the S3 rip into that LHC 100%. Is it going to be enough to pick up the kill? If it is, and it is, this is Gary's game right here, so he's going to take game 2. Because at this point, Ghostery has no real ability to clean this up. He's going to be giving defense buff. Doris is going to be able to stabilize this without much problem. And yeah, that is going to be Gary's game.
So in the next game, there will be 6 characters that are banned out.
That's right. Yeah, 6 characters of an already semi-limited pool of characters to pick from. So it'll be interesting to see what these 2 ban out this time around. They are kind of taking their time, and this is again one of the points where you have to think, what do I have? Because, you know, you may have, 20 units, you might have 20 units geared, right? But you may not have all of the stuff that you necessarily need. So we do see the FCC, and we see a maid ban out here.
They've elected to ban out 4 light units.
Well, to be fair, that is the bulk of what a lot of people have built. A lot of the MLs are some people's, like, just absolute treasure troves of gear. So we do see Ghostery picking up the Payra this time. Do we see Gary going maybe early to potentially prevent the Caesarea cleave here? Because he's definitely giving Ghostery the same open that he had in the first game. Because Ghostery right now could pick Pavel, Caesarea, but Gary would have to deal with, would have to kind of combat that from a, 3 picks left.
If Ghostery were to pick up that same cleave here again, I'm not sure there's a whole lot Gary could do, given that there's no C armament available anymore.
Yeah.
And there's no FCC either, along with Rim and Bellion being out. There's not a whole lot of anti-cleave left with the bans that are in place.
True, and it does look like Ghostery is going to panic a little bit and just go straight into a potential cleave here. Wow, we're going to see a Judge Kisei. Now, knowing that the Pillis and the Doris are both pretty slow, the Judge Kisei is also there. as a potential Caesarea pusher. Opting not to go with the Pavel seems a little bit interesting.
It does give him room to pick any green unit he wants. We're going to see a green unit and a dark unit here from Ghostery.
Yeah, that is true. So we do see the Carrot and the Crow. Now, Carrots do have the shield. They're known to be at least a little bit thick. Not only that, but you do get a burn put on you. So we'll see. But Gary definitely has to pick up something as a last pick here to really hammer out like some damage. Ooh, we're gonna see a Straws pickup. And a potential Alencia. So in this position, do you get rid of the Caesarea or do you get rid of the Straws? I feel like you are really thick. Ooh, and a Landy. Ghostery's lineup is very, very scary right now into Gary.
I think in Gary's position, you'd want to ban the Caesarea and just hope that the Keystay doesn't have any damage and hope to tank out the Straws. It's possible if there's much mitigation as Gary has picked, the Straws wouldn't be that big of an issue.
Yeah, no, we do see the Violet last pickup here. Violet has a hard time against Landy, and the Caesarea is going to pretty much insta-give the Violet as well. So we do see the Carrot and we see the Caesarea ban-outs here. So it'll be interesting to see. Now, I personally, as a Violet enjoyer, a left side Violet enjoyer, I have 100% of the time that I've ran into a Judge Kisei been reset on my Violet. It is absolutely tragic, and it makes me cry a little bit of a tear every time that it happens. Now the question here, oh, go ahead.
Just opting to put up the mitigation and no S2.
So you don't want to necessarily S2, right? Because that means that the Violet is going to, ooh, the Violet got reset. That is tragic. See, I was just saying, Judge Kisei has hit my Violet 100% of the time. Ooh, that was a really good move right there, pushing the Pillis forward. Pillis is going to provoke this Straws. Yep, okay, we do get the provoke here. We are going to see most likely, I'm a little surprised that he didn't opt to put the defense buff up. It would trigger a full LQC, or not LQC, but Landy. However, you would get that out of the way. It would also be a little bit more defense. Now this means that the Landy, when she does lap back around, is going to have a full, oh, the Crow is reset. That's right. That's right. Gary telling me what I'm missing. I'm always bad with resets. So let's see here. So the Para is going to come in. Now this Violet is not in a good spot. I feel like you just rip into the Straws and you get the attack down, but no kill there. Dual attacks, 5% gamer, and even with an attack down, this Straws is most likely going to kill something, and you're probably not going to get a please Moonlight Dreamblade. No Moonlight Dreamblade. Now you're gonna put the S2 up here, but Landy's going to have a full S3 defense pen, and your Violet's not going to dodge, and this is not looking good at all for Gary. That Judge Kisei did some work. Wow, Moonlight Dreamblade, and wait, hold on. This is salvageable. The continuous healing here. Hold on. Hold on. This. Let's see. So the Straws isn't going to get to S2. Okay, this is the Moonlight Dreamblade here. No counter. But is going to get rid of the continuous healing and the defense buff there on the Pillis. We're going to see some damage come in. That Pillis is going to probably drop here in a moment. We're going to see the S2 come out. It's not going to be a ton of damage, but it is going to be enough damage to pick that off. And then the Violet is going to drop here because he is not going to dodge. And that is going to be game. Ghostery is going to be moving on. It is an absolute travesty. That is 100% of the time that I have seen a Judge Kisei go into a Violet and he just gets reset.
I think in a tourney like this, right, where we can only anyone you have to pick one of each element. I think G Purgus absolutely shines here.
Oh yeah, G Purgus would be a phenomenal pickup. Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of people forget that G Purg even exists because he has been out of the meta so much that yeah, definitely would be a good pick. So we have Big Smo versus Len. Big Smo, heck 'em. Wow, Smo is actually up at number 6, ranked 6 legend player here to gatekeep Len from winning this tournament. Now, for those of you who are familiar with the channel, with the chat, we here are a heck Big Smo friendly channel. Because when anything goes bad, it's probably because Smo has gatekept you. That's right, Big Smo, more like Big Mad. That's right, Smo's mad. Smo's mad. So we do see the Pavel Caesarea ban out here. Smo is going to pick up the Payra, and Len is going to be looking here at this FCC, picking up the mitigation right out the gate. Very neutral in both places here, because you can pretty much pivot into anything from both of these starts. Now, I think, too, one of the things that will be a little bit easier for people who may be going later in the tournament, right, is now you might not have been thinking before the tournament, oh, hey, you know, I need to draft this, and this. But the more games that you're going to watch here, right, the more you're going to be able to go, oh, you know what, hey, I could pick this here, or I could pick this here because of the way that things are structured. And it'll be interesting to see how that goes as the games move forward. And Big Smo picked 2 water units, so we are going to let him have a 1 for. So if they mess up and pick 1, we'll just restart, and then it'll be Len will have to pick the same thing, and Smo will have to pick the same thing. And again, heckin' Smo messing things up. So just let them know that we need to redo this.
Yep, I am contacting them now.
Yeah, Big Smo, dude. What? See, this is why we heck Big Smo. So FCC and Landy for Len, and then Big Smo had the Payra. So after that, then they can pick whatever after that. So Len isn't locked into the picks that he went with. So it's just Landy and FCC on the Len side.
Yeah, hold on.
Yep.
This works a bit different. Okay, there we go. This works a bit different in tournament mode.
Gotcha. Okay.
So for Len's, he has to pick.
Yeah, Len equals FCC plus Landy.
Are we making Snow pick the Valiant?
No, we're making, well, Smo is going to pick Payra, and then after that he has to pick whatever, and then yeah, he has to pick Bellion. So he has to pick something besides the Amelia, and then he picks Bellion. Since he locked it in after Amelia. See, and that's one of the things that we were talking about, right? That's why this tournament is a lot harder than you would think, because your brain just defaults to that, right?
Absolutely. People are definitely not used to having to pick one of each color.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot of cross-color combos in this game. I actually don't think we have any units that explicitly support other units of a different color.
Right. Yeah, no, for sure. And like I said, like even with that, with like the Caesarea cleave, right? You have to think of other things besides like a para, because you know Rand's banned. You have to think of other things that you can initiate into. Yeah, Samo did have first pick, but you know what, guys? We'll just play it out. We'll just play it out. And if Len loses, then you know what? We'll just say it was Samo's fault. Len, this is literally your.
That's my bad.
Yeah. No, it's fine. Yeah, it is always Smo. We're gonna see. I feel like we'll see two. Yeah, Bellion was fine. Yeah, and then Landy, and then Len picks. All right. Technically, if Len loses, it's Smo's fault for real. Actually true and real. One of the things I think that it'll be interesting to see is the matches go on is like people taking their time picking the unit, right? Because you really want to actually like activate your big brain to maybe think of like your next pick, right? Let that timer tick down, look through your other units, go, okay, well, I'm just gonna slam this. Like, I want to take my time and think about what the next one. If I pick a blue here, what are my options for a, you know, if I pick a green here, what are my options for a dark? If I pick a dark here, what are my options? So we do see the Bryceria pick up here, and we do see the Fire Meru as well. Actually, if Big Smo would have picked a blue there, then he would have just screwed up again. But see, yeah, that is definitely tough, man, because you just like there's a lot of times when you're drafting, you see something and you're just like, boom, done. I pick this, and then you're like, oh, that's right, special tournament rules.
Very used to picking what counters our opponent's character, but in this case, that doesn't always apply.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because it's like if you were to see a a Stenny come down, your first instinct is Belian is not banned. You just slam Belian and win. Now, Len hovering the Spectre Tenebria, forgetting that FCC is a dark unit. All of these units so far that he is hovering over, and that's 2 dark units. So Len is the one who screwed up this time. See, we're only 2 matches into the game, and both sides have messed up.
Yep. All right, so that'll just be a restart there.
Yep, and that's their 1 on both sides. So you guys get 1 on both sides, or else we will literally be here all night.
Okay.
Because next time, then Smo will mess up, then Len will mess up, and then Smo will mess up. So if you mess up twice, then you're out.
Okay, so
On the fly.
Picture right here of what they picked.
Also,
Lensomo's gonna have to go with FCC, Landy, Maid, and Amelia, and Big Smo's gonna have to go with Pyrrha, Bellion, Mercedes, and Briar Witch.
I would also like to just let Len know that I have screenshotted this for future prosperity's sake. Just so you know, and I will use this regularly. Let's just give Smo the loss. Fair. I actually, you know what? I do think that is actually, you know, a fair outcome to this match. I think that just giving Smo the L is par for the course for the channel.
We will wait for them to ready up here. Still not ready.
Yeah, can you guys All right. All right, these guys are thinking through it right now. There's like, man, let's go. Gotta not mess up this time around. Len was literally thinking through what it is that he needed to pick for that last one, because now he has even more time. Please, future contenders, do not intentionally mess up one, so that you have a whole lot more time to think about it. All right, and we see the Fire 5 head. So boys, get those Gale Winds ready in the chat if Smo lets it through. Now from the Smo side, wait, what was his last pick?
I don't think he ever locked in a last pick. I think he was hovering the Armin.
Oh yeah, that's right, because yeah, Len locked in the ML flan, and then we went next. Right, you're right. Hey, by the way, Grits, make sure that you join the tournament Discord. It's in the invite for the tournament on the bracket.
You join the tournament Discord, and then you have to accept the rules to gain access to the channels.
True. Okay, so we see the Bryceria ban out here, and we see the FCC ban out. So that means that Len has 2 healers here and a lot of damage. But we do have the Lion. We do have the Fire Meru. And we do have the Celine still on the board. So the moment that anything happens over there, this is going to be bad. Now, if you are Big Smo, you S3 here, because that is going to give you a full powered S3 from the Landy. Yep. So he does opt to the S3 here. So we are going to see the full power S3 and Magic for Friends doing Magic for Friends things. That's right. Doesn't matter that you actually countered. Wow, that Landy is living by an actual thread. So what do you do here? Do you just S1 and then rip the maid? Okay, so we're going to see that come out. The Landy is going to die here. The Celine is going to move forward, and you just rip this into the maid, right? And I think that's a dead maid.
That is for sure.
That is a dead maid, and I don't know, as much as I love Fire 5 head, and there is the counter, and that is going to be a very fast game for a very, very long wind up. That was pretty rough there for Len, and the fact that Magic for Friends counters on uncounterable attacks is pretty wild sometimes. Yeah, the friendship was on Smo's side that time. Had Magic, had friends. The Landy living with a thread was rough, but yeah, at that point, like, you kind of had to, right? Like, you had to do something there, and that Celine cleaning up without mitigation, that unit does a lot of damage. All right, so we're going to see the Fire Meru, and we're going to see the Maid banouts here, and Len locking in that Para right out of the gate. We are going to see Big Smo picking up the Amelia, going into the FCC. Now, this is a typical legend level Smo draft. He's going to probably rope Len around for a little while. This one's probably not going to be very fast. Probably want to get your popcorn ready. Probably want to get a blanket, maybe a pillow, because Big Smo is going to make you take a big nap. So we do see the Landy come out here. Now we do know that this is a pretty fast Landy. Smo's going to roll into the carrot just to counter that Landy. taking his time here, thinking about it. He's got to pick a green and he's got to pick a light. The lens side, he still has to pick up a fire and a dark unit, so that's actually pretty big. Meaning that Smo doesn't pick up some AoE here. Len still has access to things like Spectre Tenebria. Ooh, we're gonna see the Alencia come out. Now I know that Len really wants to slam that shoe. However, already picked a blue unit, so he is going to be blocked out of out of that. The Fire Charlotte here, it would be a good pick, and we do see that Stenny.
A Smoke can pick a light unit here. Honestly, I would opt for something like a G-Purgus, but that's just me.
Yeah, a G-Purgus into like the Belian, into even the Landy. The Fire Charlotte would actually not be too bad. We do see him looking at the Last Rider Crow. Now, who do you ban here? I feel like you ban the Landy, right? Because if you ban the Peyra to prevent the unbuffable, yeah, you could just Amelia, but at the same time, Len can ban out that Amelia unbuffable, and then that's going to be kind of rough. So we do see the Peyra ban out here. And we see the Carrot ban out, and I think that honestly in this situation this is a race for DPS, because Smo is going to be able to stabilize, but Len has a lot of damage. This is a very fast Landy, so you're going to see a full fire Landy that is going to push up that Spectre Tenebria, but is it going to be enough? It is going to have a speed buff right after this, so we could see we're gonna see the Amelia come forward. I'm surprised that he opts to go with the LRK here. There's going to be a stun ability, but I thought maybe he would push up the FCC. However, if you FCC S3'd and the blind counter, then you more or less just completely got rid of the whole point of, wow, that did no damage to that Alencia. We're gonna see the S3 rip out here. Now at this point with the Last Rider Crow, even counter attacks from the Belian are just gonna push that Crow engine forward. This is a tanky Smo team. This Alencia is going to do some work here and is going to yeet at least 2 units off of the map. Now it is Belian and the Fire 5-head, and this Belian is absolutely asleep. Absolutely asleep, and even with the amount of damage that Charlotte can put out, just not really doing a whole lot here. We do see the S1 into the S2, and this is a counter-attack Belian. This is not an injury Belian, so as long as and what is elemental disadvantage there? We're going to see the defense break into the Fire 5-head. We're going to see the S3 come through. He's well aware that this is most likely going to kill the Belian. That is, wow, and that is 104 damage. Now this is going to heal back quite a bit, but is it going to be enough? The Amelia is going to be able to S3 here, stabilize. You do have the Alencia coming in right now. There's going to be that elemental disadvantage. This is going to push her forward a little bit, but most likely going to get a provoke here, so you're not going to get another Gale win. You only get the S1, and it's going to heal a little bit here. But where is the Crow out at in terms of Crow cycle? He does have 3 more turns. So right now, Smo is going to have a hard time because he is going to get roped a little bit here by this Charlotte that is going to have a hard time being taken out. We do see
on Charlotte, which means there's not going to be a gale wind here. But...
Nope. And if this actually strips, because you know what is elemental disadvantage, it doesn't. But if it were going to strip, that would have been only a single target. Smo right now is controlling this Charlotte very well. Now that is a little unfortunate that he did get the dual attack, the 5% gamer there, but he is going to be able to get a provoke here on the Charlotte right in there. No more gale wind. Unfortunately, my favorite thing. And at this point, Len's Charlotte can't even break this shield. Now, Smo is having a hard time beating this down, and I think this is a Crow cycle to end all of the matches. It looks like Big Smo wins again. Very, actually amazing play by Smo, controlling that Charlotte through the FCC provoke right there, knowing that Charlottes usually don't have any ER, preventing the gale wind, and Smo is going to move on. Very, very well played. But can we just talk about how absolutely thick that Big Smo team was? That Stenny S3'd into that Alencia, and it barely dented that Alencia after the shield. It was actually kind of crazy. I was pretty impressed with that.
Yeah, I was expecting Alencia just to fall over there.
Yeah, I didn't expect her to fall over, but I expected, like, you know, maybe like half health, something along those lines. But again, you have to think that was behind mitigation. It was behind an FCC shield. And so there was a lot of protection there.
Grizz just left for whatever reason.
Maybe disconnected.
Go ahead and join back.
Yeah. Yeah, but I was, yeah, that's like one of the big things too, though, especially like when you're fighting Smo. Smo is very much like the, you know, the style of the, you know, the Icotics, the Call 8X 7s, stuff like that. And, you know, you roll in on a unit, on a person like that who is just absolutely stacked. Just absolutely stacked like that, and you know, you can bring all the damage you want, and they're just going to sit there and turtle up, stabilize, and you are going to just get chipped down. I was actually pretty impressed, though. I was pretty impressed that that Charlotte lasted as long as that Charlotte did, honestly.
That Charlotte was definitely very beefy. Unfortunately, yeah. Gilwin not enough to save the day there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also, Hez, if you're watching, join the Discord, please.
All right, so we got Grits versus Rimu. Pretty excited. I haven't seen Grits play in quite a while. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure... I don't even know. I don't know if Grits played in the last official Shogun Showdown Champions Cup, but Grits was a pretty big player. He was in a lot of our tournaments. Grits pretty good player. It'll be interesting to see what he brings out. We do see the double Para pre-ban going immediately into the Destina. Now, I've seen a lot of people complaining about the Destina changes, saying that she's literally dead in the water, healing Doko, all of these other things. But the couple of times that I have ran into Destina, she's actually done some work. All right, so we're gonna see the blue crowd walk here, but Rimu is going to be picking up the Jacko and the Rem. Going very, very high aggression with the Jacko, as we know that typically you want to, since Jacko doesn't have any real turn 0 defensive abilities, you want to build her kind of like a speed pen Rylet. but we'll see where this fits into the engine on that side. Grit's hovering this Arby, probably thinking, you know what, Rimu's picking the Jacko, the Rem. Am I going to get cleaved here? Opts to go for the Solitaria. So picking up the light unit, you do still have the fire and the dark unit available here on the Grit side. So we see a level 50 Leica. Oh, a level 50 Leica has entered the chat.
There's no way this like is not like 300 speed.
Chat, I would like you to raise your hand if before you go look at what she does, you know what she does. We do see the BBK pick up here. And does have to get a fire unit. What fire unit? I see him hovering the Milam. I personally love to see some Wahahas. But what is Grit's going to pick up here? Gotta kind of think about it, right? Yeah, there's no way that this Leica is not literally cracked out of her mind. Ooh, and another favorite of mine, the fire Ravi. Now in this case, I feel like depending on what the last pickup here is, right? Because Rimu has to go with a dark unit. Seeing the Rem on the board, I'm thinking that's the ban, right?
I think Rim's definitely the ban. The dark unit here, in my opinion, would be Dark Corvus.
So we do see the CZ pickup here, and now the CZ is in theory good against the Solitaria, but if the Solitaria doesn't target the CZ, the extra attacks don't actually get punted back. So we will see what kind of bans we see here. I do feel like the Rem absolutely is most likely the ban here. From the Grit side, if you ban out the Rem, I almost feel like the Ravi just hard carries, but we do see the Destina ban out here. Now, at the same time, with the Ravi, you could potentially CC it to death with like Jacko, with a bunch of other units. So we do see Grits taking turn 1 with that Solitaria. So we're going to see the S3 come through. It is going to go into the Jacko. That is a stun, that is a knockback, that is an unbuffable, and the Leica is going to just be Chilean here. Now, who do you potentially push forward? Because her S2... No, her S2 is a dual attack. Never mind. Now, that is an ER, an effectiveness CZ, because we did get rid of the immortality here. However, that CZ took a lot of damage, and if that BBK is about to take a turn, and I feel like the Grits BBK just absolutely wipes everything off of the board here. That's a dead Jacko, that is a dead Leica, that is a very hurt Ruel, and that is an... Oh, wow, that Leica actually didn't die. Did it just not crit that? It's level 50. We see the CZ pickup here.
Both the level 50 units did not die.
All right, we're gonna see the... Oh, and the crown stun onto the Ruel. That is going to quench it right there. Even if you S3, you have to put everybody to sleep here. That is 3, and that is not enough, because you're going to kill S1 the Leica here. That gives you some sleepy times. I don't know who you definitely bring back. Who do you bring back here? Maybe the CZ. But at this point,
the CV can save him here.
No, for sure. And Grits already knows that the Solitaria can stun here. Gonna get hit, gonna get pushed back. Gonna have some damage come in on that Ruel. I really liked seeing Alika. That was the last thing I thought that I would see today in this tournament. And it is only the third match. So I'm interested. I'm even more interested to see what we get from here forward. Now, I do think that Rimu kind of just sitting here, you know, biding their time going, you know, what do I pick next time? Because I do feel like a couple of those picks were kind of maybe knee jerk or a little bit too fast. But yeah, that Leica was a really interesting pick there.
The amount of level 50 units was kind of weird to see, so maybe that might be indicative as the pool is really small.
That's true. Yeah, that is true. Again, you know, with these tournaments, everybody's invited. So, you know, sometimes you do have some newer players that jump in. Maybe their pool is a little bit small. You know, maybe they're trying some goofy stuff, see if it works. You know, sometimes they get hecked by Big Smo. Sometimes Grits comes in, bullies you a little bit. But you know what? At the end of the day, we'll see what happens. We do see the Solitaria ban here for sure, and the Rem ban. So Grit's going, hey, you know what? I banned it the last time. Yeah, we're just going to pre-ban it this time, see what Rimu can pull out here, and opt to maybe ban something else. This gives him a little bit more flexibility. Does go with that Destina first pick yet again. I would actually like to see it. I would like to see the Destina in action. Oh, level 40 Kawana. This is gotta be crazy fast, right?
I would hope so, because that's the only way level 40 Kawana is gonna do anything. I imagine that level 40 Kawana gets one tapped by Destina.
Oh, Rimu picking double fire. We're gonna have to, yeah, we're gonna have to remake here. Wait, hold on. How do we do this now?
I think we're gonna have to change them. Actually, I don't know how we do this.
Okay, so Peyra is pre-banned because they pre-banned in the first one.
Yep.
And then Rem and Solitaria. Just ban Rem and Soli. And we go again. Don't pick. There we go.
Where did you type that?
In the in-game.
Okay.
Yep. And so just pick the Destina, and then you pick the Fire Kawana, Rimu.
Who had first pick there?
Grits had first pick because he first picked Destina. Yep. All right, once you two are all readied up, we will start. And then it's just best of two. So if Rimu wins this one, then we just go on to the next one. Peyra's still banned, and we just go like normal. So Grits is up one. All right, we see the Rem Solitaria ban. Wow, that's crazy. It's almost like we saw that before. All right, Rimu had a little bit of extra time to think about it. Probably not going to lock the Melissa this time around. Don't lock the Jacko. Landy would be a good. Landy might be good, but right now, I feel like an early Landy is just super punishable by the Grit side. I mean, there's so much stuff that he could pick into that Landy, and Rimu would have a bad time. We see the level 50 F10 come out. All right, we see the blue crow. So healing, mitigation here. With the F10 pickup here, you pretty much almost have to ban that Destina again. Grits, Hua Young is banned. You can't pick Hua Young. Don't pick Hua Young. I don't want to restart. Okay, thank you. I don't know if he's actually listening to me, but thank you for not picking Hua Young. Reminder for those of you who just tuned in, this is an RGBLB BLD tournament. Rimu Hua Young, Ran, APOC, ML Koeric, AOL, and C. Lilius are all banned globally. So definitely limiting the pool here, making people have to kind of reach. We do see the ADS come out. You know, I will say this, even for people who think that they can't do it, you know, make it in a tournament, maybe get beat, you get, you know, pitted up against people like Big Smo. You know, the fact that you make it out, you try, you get some experience, I think that's, you know, that's a lot of fun, because like I feel like a lot of people are just too scared sometimes to jump into a tournament because they're like, well, I don't have the units to do this. You know, even if you take a first round exit, as long as you had fun and pulled a Leica out, you know, that's really what it is. And I think like with these tournaments, being able to have like the interesting rules and stuff like that, I think that's a lot of fun. And it kind of shakes things up a little bit. So we do see the last pick Spez here. So we do see the Landy, we see the ADS, we see the F10, and that Koana, I hope that that thing is super omega fast. I'd love to see it, but the Spez pickup, Grit's going with a very standard lineup here. The LAC, the BBK that we've already seen, and then the Holiday Euphine pick, which I think is actually pretty cool because that is going to potentially counter that that F10. So Rimu is going to be taking first turn here.
The Koana was pretty fast. I'm not sure what the relative speeds are, but it did take first turn.
Yeah, by a mile actually. So we're gonna see a stun there, a strip and a stun into that BBK, and that is pretty big here. However, the Destina, if this is not, it's gonna be really hard to hit that, and the Destina is going to. What do you do here? Do you just S2 with the S2 your BBK? Push forward. Here comes the damage. We'll see if this is able to crack the... how many people this is going to be able to crack here? Wow, that ADS is hanging on by a thread, but it is going to be cleaned up. Most likely goes into the Landy here, cleans up the Landy. And we are going to see just a little bit of a poke here on the ADS. I don't even think that you need to. He is going to horse just a horse for the S3 animation, and Grits is going to be moving on. But that was a really fast. That was a really fast Koana. And seeing as the there's the Lord Grimm's on the ladder that yeah, we can end it here, by the way. Frost, can you just...
I can't end, they have to.
Oh, they have to end it. Okay, so one of you guys has to end this. All right, so Grits is going to move on, but Rimu definitely pog. And there's the Lord Grimm's on the ladder who runs that omega fast Koana that I've gotten caught by. So definitely interesting to see. So we've got Hezmana up next. Do we have Hezmana's opponent? Do we have Hezmana?
I don't see either of them. Hezmana is not in the tournament Discord.
And Hezmana is probably watching Car right now.
We can go on to... do not see Hezmana's opponent, so we will go. Oh, no, his opponent's here. Never
Oh,
mind.
there's Savian. Okay, the safe haven. All right, gotcha.
Okay, well,
Gotcha.
we can give Manna a few minutes and move on to the next two. Let's see.
Yeah, we'll do a mill versus the new Lucky.
The new Lucky, if you're watching and your name's not changed in the Discord, please change that.
And if we, you know what, let's just move on to Allen versus Brisker. Those two will have until the end of Allen versus Brisker to hop in, and if they don't, then Savian will move on, and then a mill will move on. I just DM'd Hez, so
Hopefully, Hez reads his DMs, unlike a lot of people.
what do you mean? I read them, I just don't respond to them.
I'm sure.
True. Well, yeah, okay, sometimes. All right, sometimes. And so we've got Shogunate versus Fua. Brisker, the biggest smo hecker and the biggest monster cat lover that I have ever met. This man loves monster cat. Also, very much hex smo.
There's a point in everyone's life where they love monster cat for at least a month.
So are you saying that after I'm done, after I've streamed for a month, that Brisker is going to stop watching the channel because usually my default playlist is Monster Cat? Is that what you're...
Exactly.
Heck. You know, that is I guess Smo's fault, actually. So I just got word back from Hez. He is going to tap out because he had a surprise family get together. So Savian is going to be moving on to the next round, easiest fight of Savian's career. So, all right. So Brisker picking up the FCC, picking up the Kisei, picking up the Caesarea here. We do see Allen going with the Amelia into the Politis. Politis stonks right now. Doing pretty good. Politis very, very strong into pretty much everything in the current meta, but we do see the Alencia pick up here, and this is going to be the second Alencia that we've seen in the tournament, and probably the second Alencia that I have seen in the last 2 years. We do see Allen taking his time here. I know that he's thinking about picking a... he picks up Sage Ball here. So, let's see. Brisker has what open? Green and light left. I do think that the Celine pick here would probably be pretty good. However, Allen very, very thick. And we see the Judge Kisei last pick. So that's double Kisei. And Allen kind of having to answer here. He knows that the Judge Kisei most likely very fast. This is going to, you know, reset. It's going to activate the almonds of the Caesarea. But what do you ban here? So we do see the RB. Now, I'm thinking Brisker goes, you know what? I'm getting rid of this RB. There's probably not a ton that this Politis is going to do. He opts to go for the Sage Ball, actually. So we're going to see the Caesarea and the Sage Ball just get knocked out. Now, Frost, I've actually never ran into this situation. If Judge Kisei resets Arby, does he just die?
Nothing can reset a passive, to my understanding.
Okay. I didn't think so, but the spaghetti code that Smilegate puts together, sometimes it be like that. Now we do see the Gab here on that RB, and the RB does still have a second life. Going to go in on the Celine, going to go in on the Judge Kisei there. However, we're going to see the S3 come out, and I'm pretty sure that if this, yeah, that's going to kill the Arby. And this, all he can do here is just S3 to get rid of the skill nullifiers. Okay, we're going to see the S3 here. However, Alan actually not in the worst of spots. We are going to see the blind here. This is going to be a dead Judge Kisei. And if this misses, it didn't miss the RB. Okay. All right, it didn't miss the RB, but the Celine does have the S2. Not that the Amelia has anything going on here. This Alencia still has one more turn before it can do anything. Soul Burn into the Alencia is going to miss even with the buff here. And that is a big crit, and the Alencia goes down. If the Alencia didn't go down there, that was going to be a potential opportunity for Alan to turn this around. But Brisker giving Smo his account so that Smo can heck Alan even in this match. Because we know that Brisker was like, hey Smo, I need you to heck Alan here.
Something really interesting there. That Alencia was on Crimson Seed.
Crimson Seed Alencia, interesting. Maybe just doesn't want to get controlled by an FCC, something along those lines. Typically, if you want to make sure that you are not provoked and you can get your S3 off, Crimson Seed's not necessarily the worst. But in that case, the Judge Kisei resetting everything did make things a little bit more difficult. So we do see the Judge Kisei, and we do see the Sage Ball ban outs here. All right, so we see the Lilius pick up here from the beginning for Alan. We see the FCC, which I mean is just really a good first pick, right? Very, very easy to pretty much move into anything from that.
Easy to move into anything from the FCC, also very hard to pick cleave into it.
True. So we do see Alan messing up by picking 2 fire units. All right, so we are going to, so that is Alan's one. We're going to start off. That is an FCC and a C Lilius pick. Brisker had first pick.
What were the bans there?
The bans were Judge Kisei. The second bans were Judge Kisei and Sage Ball. The first bans I do not remember.
Well, I'm sure they do, and we're gonna have to hope that they do.
Okay, Brisker, if you guys don't remember the first bans, then that's probably Smo's fault as well. Yeah, I wasn't even. It was it Caesarea? No. Who were the first bands? Rebellion. Okay, so no Pay Rebellion. So we see the Lilius pick up here again. Alan should just right now completely lock out the fire filter on the picking of units. We do see him hovering the LQC. You know what, that would actually be a good way to do it, right? So after you pick the unit that you pick, you just untick that box.
That might take a bit longer since people aren't used to that. They're used to sorting by CP and class.
That is true. That is true and real. See, that's literally an extra part of the tournament, right? That adds a whole extra step to the difficulty of the tournament. All right, so we do see a second pickup Ida. We do see the Caesarea here. So Brisker only having the light in the green unit. Alan's side, he still has pretty much everything except for fire and light available to him. No hand guy, can't have hand guy.
Brisker side, we're definitely going to want to see him pick some enablers. With picking Edda, though, 2 of the speed contesters are already out.
Yep, that is true. That is true and real. Unless he is literally relying potentially on the fact that maybe his Edda is faster. I mean, pretty much everybody on Alan's side is not very fast here. We see the Senya pick up. A decent answer to Ida there. Okay, we do see the Pavel. Okay, that's going to be the speedy boy. And then do you pick another speed contester, a speedy boy here, to either activate the Ida or the Caesarea? I mean, realistically, if you activate one, you activate the other one at some point or another. And we do see the Watcher Shuri come out. And we see the BBK. This is an interesting draft from both sides. Now I assume that the Pavel is the ban on the Brisker side. We see the Rem, so he opts to just ban out the Caesarea, leaving the Watcher Shuri in. Meaning that the Watcher Shuri can potentially, well, if you take out the Senya, then the Ruel just brings the Senya back. If you take out the Ruel, then the Senya is still just Chilean.
Doing the Senya is also about a 50-50 on if you're going to do damage to it or not.
That's true.
Crit resistance.
So we are gonna see the Ruel go forward now. Do you just S3 yourself here?
I'm almost gonna say your S3 BBK and let your Ruel
S3 the BBK. That would actually be opts to S3 the Senya instead. Maybe he's relying on, maybe this is an ER BBK. So he knows that this is not going to be a problem. There is no way that Brisker can stop this BBK. However, the problem with that is here is the FCC S3. But the BBK should not cut. Yeah, it doesn't cut anywhere near the Senya. Senya clears off the skill nullifiers, and I'm looking forward to the amount of damage that this BBK is about to inflict on to the Brisker team. Now, there is mitigation, there is shields, but that is a dead BBK and not enough, and it is not lifesteal. And
yeah,
it's
Senya can easily 1v4 this.
True. Counterattack. Although that is a defense break. And a provoke. And this is going to be some damage, but does it miss? It does. Ooh, and it didn't miss, and it dispelled the counterattack. Oof.
Brisker has been unable to crit this Senya for this match so far.
That is true, but without that counterattack, this is just a waiting game. Oof. That is rough right there. Getting rid of that counterattack. Oh man. So Brisker is going to take it. He's going to take the series right there. That one, it was definitely interesting. I was looking forward to that one. Did we get the new Lucky at all? Did you see?
Haven't heard anything, haven't seen anything, so his
Okay.
opponent will be moving on.
Yeah, we will move a mill on, and then we can start at the top of the order for round 2. I feel I did hear that a mill actually intimidated their opponent so much that they just decided to not show up. All right, so we got Ghostery versus McStinson here, so it'll be yeah.
Talentless.
That's right. That's right. After round 2, I am going to stop and restart the stream because we are at. If we get all the way through round 2, I will stop and restart the stream because we're at 45 hours. So, do you see the pay around the lion ban out here? First pick is going to be the Blue Crow. Very common in these tournaments. Blue Crow still actually not bad. I actually feel like Blue Crow also has gotten some increased value with the RGB changes in RTA as well, meaning that like if they pick like a Landy or something green, Blue Crow is going to have more value because of that damage, that reduced damage as well. I feel like Blue Crow is always an okay tank. I feel like in almost every season, Blue Crow kind of creeps his way back in.
Blue Crow's definitely very strong, especially when Rimu is not an option.
True. Did I say green earlier? I meant fire. All right, so we do see the Celine pick up here. We do see the Landy. We are going to see the Holiday Euphine. This is the second Holiday Euphine. How did we let Speed Dude Man in? That's actually a good question. That is actually a very good question.
Fun fact is, Speed Dude Man loses, he is muted for the rest of his life.
For the entirety of it?
For the entirety of it.
Oh wow, Speed Dude Man, you gotta step it up, man, or else you're gonna just be muted apparently for the entirety of your life. I don't know when that rule came in, but yeah, we got it. All right, so Ghostery taking his time here, opts to pick into the other Celine and the Carrot. McStinson gonna take a little bit of time here. Has a fair amount of time to think about what he needs to pick up. This is going to be his light and his dark pickup here. Was listening to us earlier, right, with the G Purgus pick. And Obsta last pick the Blood Moon Haste. Now, Ghostery does have the dark pick here, and a lot of dark units, very, very strong. It'll be interesting to see what he picks up here. He's hovering the Straws. Straws is going to pretty much be able to one-tap the Crow, taking that completely off the table. If you leave the Amelia in, you're going to be able to push. Ghostery is going to be able to push pretty much any one of these units, and they're going to be a very, very big troublemaker. You take the Amelia out, it really doesn't matter too much. We do see the Cerise ban out and the Straws ban out. Now, this is pretty rough because most likely you're going to push the... Who do you push forward here? Most likely the Landy, right? Just to get that speed buff up, get the speed cycling. You can then S3 on the Celine, and then you can carrot. Opts to go with the carrot here. Okay, we're going to see the Soul Burned S3. Little bit of damage now. Do you think that... I wonder what the reasoning here for pushing the team forward, right? Because you're gonna do enough, a decent amount of damage here with the Hufine. You're going to have the potential rip here from the Blood Moon Haste into the Celine, and then the Crow could potentially clean this up, and now you're down a unit. Oh yeah, and that's, yeah, and then you just S2 here. This cleans up the Celine, and now you are 3v4. I think pushing the carrot forward was an absolute mistake there. Even if you pushed the Landy forward, you would have pushed everybody else forward. Then your Celine would have been in immortality at least for one turn. Now your Landy also would have been in immortality, so that even when you went back around, it would have been fine. Yeah, carrot was definitely, the carrot push was definitely, I think, a little bit of a mistake there. Also, the McStinson team is pretty thick. You know, I'll be real, like that Landy did not do much to that team. And the HU Fine, man, I love to see you HU Fine, dude. Oh, and that is a big burn. That Landy just got absolutely obliterated. Wow. That was a lot of damage, man. That was a lot of damage. McStinson taking the first game here. Ghostery going to have to kind of like go back a little bit to the drawing board here. McStinson, I think, has you know, is potentially able to ban out something that you know, maybe he was a little bit afraid of there, because we're going into the second round. So we'll see how Ghostery drafts this time around to potentially counter that. So we do see that HU Fine ban, and we do see the FCC ban. I actually think that's not a bad ban, because you do get rid of the mitigation that that is available there in FCC, and you have to you know, hope that they don't take the Blue Crow, since you are a Blue Crow picker. But I feel like a lot of people have kind of shied away from the Blue Crow build this time, like these days, and so I don't think a lot of people have Blue Crow available.
I know a lot of people have Blue Crow geared for more Guild War and not RTA, so it's definitely interesting to see this many Blue Crows.
True. So we do see the Celine pick up right into the Blue Crow. It is also interesting to see how people have been drafting, right? We do see those RGBs very early on, because the dark and the light units are a lot stronger, and like you were saying earlier, are good to make sure that they are the counter picks, right?
Absolutely. Definitely a lot more diversity in your light and dark picks when you can only pick one of each.
Absolutely. So we do see Ghostery going for the Caesarea here. Ooh, into the Judge Kisei. Now, Judge Kisei has been a little bit of a menace. It's interesting to see how people for a while now have talked about how Smilegate has literally gutted Judge Kisei. Nobody uses Judge Kisei. She's in the worst position she's ever been in. And a lot of times I'm like, man, you must not play much in the way of RTA, because almost every time I've ever ran into a Judge Kisei, I'm like, if I don't ban this, I lose. And then I don't ban it, and then I typically lose. So yeah, it is yeah. Ooh, we're gonna see a Bad Cat Armin. Potentially. We'll see what Ghostery answers with here. Now, on the McStinson side, right, is a little bit of a hodgepodge of picks, right? You do have the Politis, you do have the Celine, but those aren't. The Celine is damaged, but the Celine is also, you know, very fragile-ish. You're right, until she gets that S3 off. Ghostery locking in pretty much the whole cleave. And McStinson here kind of has to think, what do you pick here now that you are locked into just a light unit? He goes with the G Purgus again. Interesting.
Definitely very strong.
So if you do, you ban out the Caesarea here, right? You try to tank out the Pavel, because he doesn't have any cleanse, and if Amelia S2s, then Politis S2s, and then I think that activates the, I don't know, it's a big activation, right?
I think
we see the C-Dom.
Pavel here and just hope it's not a crit chance. Judge Kisei.
So you see the Pavel is going to be going first here. There is no soul burn though, so you pretty much have to S3 with no attack buff. And where is this Judge Kisei in the lineup? Does the Judge Kisei go next? Ooh, and that's a dead Celine. You can push forward here, but opts to not push forward. Judge Kisei is going to S3. We're gonna see.
We have no C Armin passive anymore.
Yeah.
A Bad Cat might.
Yeah, Bad Cat. No, yeah, nothing to kind of pop off there. Now we are going to see the Politis go through. There's no stuns. The Politis was not reset, however, and is going to be dropping that S3. However, hopefully lands a stun. Does not land a stun, but does have the miss here. Does have a bomb on the... puts a bomb on the Politis. Free soul burn on Caesarea. Why was that a thing that they opted to do? We are going to see two stuns here. The Politis not looking good. Bad Cat Armin alive well, and what do you do here? You just opt to go the S1. Does a little bit of damage right there. We do have the miss, but I feel like you just rip the... Okay, so we do see the rip 1 S1. However, McStinson not in the worst of possible situations here. So we do see the S2 come out. Does miss the Politis, but we are going to see you see what the S3 here, or do you just S2 somebody, push forward and just try to clean things up? Just push the Pavel forward maybe. By the time anybody really gets around, the Pavel would easily be able to clean it up. The crowd wouldn't be able to get a turn before the Pavel, and then you just S2, zoom, and then you're done. I do feel like you S1 into the Politis here, right? Clean up the Politis, and then and then how lose. You maybe lose one person to the Crow, but yeah.
You just leave Politis alone now that there's the bomb on him and just focus on getting Crow down as fast as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. Obstacle in on the Judge Kisei here, and for the McStinson side, yeah, and then here comes the activation there. We're gonna see the S2, but that Politis just straight dies right after this. We see the Crow. The Crow. Who do you take out here? The Amelia, most likely, right? But he was reset. He didn't even have a horse. So yeah, at this point, it is looking very shambles. That Politis just absolutely dies. The next time around, we're gonna see the Caesarea push forward. Caesarea does not have S3, but is just gonna put another bomb on maybe Crow. Bad Cat Armin doesn't get it, and all Ghostery has to do is just barely tap the Crow, and this is game. All right, and then Ghostery just cleans up right here. We're going to see the S1 dual attack gamer doesn't even need it, but is going to clean that up, and we are going to see a 1-on-1, and we're going to go to game 3 for this one, right?
Yep, this is the second match to go to game 3.
All right, fantastic. Yeah, it is. Yeah, definitely. That Caesarea did work. The fact though that Pavel got through was also pretty rough. So we do have the Peyra, the Belian, the FCC, and the HU Fine ban-outs here. Do you think that McStinson just straight up bans the Caesarea this time around?
I think that's a possibility here. The Caesarea is definitely incredibly impressive, especially in a format like this.
Yeah, so yeah, we do see the Caesarea ban, and we see the Blue Crow ban out here, getting rid of pretty much a lot of the typical mitigation. We will see what maybe new picks we see. Ghostery hovering the first pick, Judge Kisei. It has been working out pretty well. First pick, Seaside Belle. Do you think that was a mistake hover, or do you think that that's potentially bait? McStinson, ooh, panic pick, oof. That's going to be rough. McStinson first picking the Solitaria into the Violet, and this is not looking. That is two good counters for that Seaside Belle. Ghostery has to bring this one back. Has to step through and just kind of see what do you pick here to counter those two, right? I mean, Dilibet is open to counter the Solitaria, but you have to kill the Solitaria before you would even be able to make use of the SSB afterwards. And as somebody who has opted to not ban Solitaria into SSB, I can tell you it was not a good time. I see the Pavel pick up. We see the Politis pick up here as well. All right, we see the Rem. McStinson doubling down on the RNG casino here. He's going to use the Shogun method and not ban Solitaria. True.
I think this is going to be a very hard match here for Ghostery. That panic pick on the SSBs kind of led him into a situation where he's facing a
we gotta
wall.
restart. McStinson picked the double light, so we've got to restart. So Ghostery, even though you panic picked the first one, you still gotta pick SSB, Pavel, Politis into. We'll have the. Hold on, let me screenshot really quick all of the stuff here, and then I got it. So we'll just restart this one real quick. You guys got it all. Yeah, Pay Rebellion, FCC Hufine, Cease Area Crow bans. McStinson picked the Solitaria, the Violet, and the Rem. Ghostery. Ghostery had first pick. Yeah, Ghostery had first pick because he panic picked the SSB. Although, you know what, Ghostery, you got some time to think about it, to figure out what your last two picks are, to try to counter this. Yeah, with the Rem, the Violet, and the Solitaria, that's going to be a really, really rough time for Ghostery. I don't know how he comes back from this. I mean, he does have the Pavel, right? The Pavel is probably going to, if the Pavel doesn't get banned, that is a dead Rem, and you take one of the things off of the table. The Politis can kind of manage the Violet, but how do you manage the Solitaria? You could potentially pick a Dilibet here.
I think into Solitaria, the answer would be Mort.
The answer would potentially be Mort, except Ghostery already picked Pavel. So the only thing that Ghostery has available to him right now is light and dark. Also, Car, thank you for the raid, the host, dude. Welcome. RGBLTL Rainbow Tournament, boys. So we do see McStinson has to pick something here besides the LHC. Does have the dark and fire available to him. I can't see Sirmia doing too good, and Fire 5 head, unless he would opt to ban the SSB, that would be no bueno. I see a lot of, I feel like it's really hard for a lot of people to not just auto lock a Ravi. Like, how do you play the game without auto locking a Ravi and hand guy? That's why I like these tournaments, because it does make you kind of think outside of the box, right?
Absolutely. I know I always go for the A-Ravi as soon as possible.
Chat says by not having a Ravi to begin with. True. C. Lilius being hovered there. Unfortunately, the C. Lilius is banned. The Judge Kisei here, well, Ghostery already has a 100% hit rate onto Violets with the Judge Kisei, so it'll be interesting to see if McStinson lets it through, if it can hit that again.
The amount of J-Kises that we have seen in this tournament is definitely surprising. I did not expect there to be that many picks.
So we see the Fire Charlotte pickup here. The Fire Charlotte gets banned out, and the Pavel gets banned out here. And this is going to be a really, really rough game for Ghostery. Now, we do know that Ghostery is going to go first here. And I believe that this is crit. So if he gets a couple of crits here, that is going to be a C-Dom that is going to push forward. Now the problem is, well, one, there's a counter. No rem counter, but we are going to see the S3 come out here, right? And what do you you have to soul burn S1 the rem here. Okay, and that is a dead rem. We are going to see the unbuffable and the blind come out potentially here on the Solitaria. Ooh, Ghostery playing like a madman here. Soul burns the Politis, kills off the Arby, opts to come through, hit the S3. Now this is going to potentially just straight kill the Arby. Well, we do see the blind here, hits the Violet, left side Violet. The unbuffable on the Solitaria is huge. Now let's see how many 3 misses here. Now do you in your reset too, right? Yeah, that Solitaria was reset, so you couldn't even rip the S3 into anything here, and the CDOM is going to come back around. Just the S1 into the RB here. The CDOM is going to pick up the kill on the Solitaria, or do you go into chip damage on the RB, even if the Violet, even if the Violet counters? That's going to be a lot of damage. But now, is this a Violet solo? We see the counter attack, big damage, heal. Here's the apple. You finish off the Politis, right? Hopes for no stun, or do you okay, so you rip into the CDOM, because even through the miss, a Soulburn CDOM is going to do a lot of damage. And yeah, it begins. This is a miss Politis. Opted to not go into the Politis because, well, with miss, the Politis, even with advantage, isn't going to be able to do much. And are we gonna see a Violet 1v4? Ooh, the def break here is big. Yeah, you got an S1. Oh, that was a lot of damage. The counter attack. I feel here you rip into the Judge Kisei, right? Yeah, you rip into the Judge Kisei, get the attack down. You're probably going to get back a decent amount of health. The SSB is not going to be able to really do much because of elemental disadvantage. Ends up killing it though. I think that he may have timed out. I think that the Judge Kisei was the play, right? Because yeah, and there it is. There's the hit, the crit into the def break. Yeah, into the Judge would have been a much better one there. Yeah, there you go. And Ghostery is going to take that one, but that was a really good game. I was expecting, yeah, even with the misclick SSB to the beginning, the misclick into the SSB on the Violet was still a very good game. So Ghostery is going to move on into the next round, right? Yeah, because that was the third game. All right, and then one of you guys got to tap out so that we can move on to Speed Dude Man versus Alpha Strike. Do we have Alpha Strike?
It does not look like it. I will ping him again.
Okay.
Alpha Strike, if you were watching, you need to join the lobby.
True. Let's see. Oh no, not like this. I don't see Alpha Strike in... Yeah, I don't see Alpha Strike in chat. Do we have... We got Hoofer and Smo though, right?
We do have Hoofer, and we do have...
Wait, Big Smo's not in here.
Big Smo's not in here. Heck Smo.
Heck Smo.
Making us take longer to finish this tournament.
Big Smo, hop in here and we'll go to Big Smo and Hoofer, and then if Alpha isn't back by that time, we will Speed Dude Man will just win.
To me, it sounds like Speed Dude Man paid off Alpha, so he didn't have to get permanently muted.
That's, you know what, that is actually most likely the true and real case. These guys, these hacker mans, dude. All right, we got Big Smo. Slap Big Smo in there and let's big go. GLHF Hoofer. Big Smo dropping a rank. That was what he was doing. He was dropping ranks while we were enjoying ourselves. Do you think that Big Smo is going to double up on an element this time?
I think it's very possible. You know, Hex Smo, it's got to make it harder for us. So,
True.
Definitely probably going to see it at least once.
All right, manage poll. New poll. Question. Will someone double pick an element? Yes. No. Yes. Match.
Third option, Hex Smo. Can't just be yes or no, mess or no.
All right, Alan, have a good one. All right, poll is up. All right, so we do see Hoofer picking up the Para into the Politis, into the S10. Big Smo going with that Protect team. The Big Sleep, the FCC, the Amelia into that Belian. Will Echo Man turn his speakers off? No, most likely not. All right, so we see Big Smo hovering the Senya, goes into the Senya. Ooh, and then Hoofer instantly locking the Rowana and into the G Purgus here. The only problem that I see from the Hoofer side, right, is that if the S10 is banned out, damage where?
I think Hoofer would be relying on a Frenzy G-Perg, but he chose to ban it.
All right, opted to ban the G-Perg. Interesting. Maybe Smo is just like, you know what? I don't want the Stenny to push anything to push forward. I don't know how all that's gonna go, but already Belian putting in work for the Hoofer side. This is an injury Belian, not a counterattack Belian. So just coming out right out of the gate, you are able to kind of tell, hey, how do I interact with this Belian? If you know it's a counterattack, a lot of times it is more beneficial to you to hit somebody else because it's Elbrus versus, you know, getting hit by a counterattack set, right? So sometimes bad, sometimes good. We are going to see the S3 come out here from the or the S2 come out from the Politis, and wow, this is a moderate amount of damage onto that Politis, and by moderate, I mean that was quite a bit of damage. And depending on this FCC, that might just be, wow, that is a little bit of a butt clencher there onto that Politis. We're going to see the S3 rip out here, and with Amelia, with mitigation, with a skill nullifier. It's going to be an uphill battle for Hoofer. We do get the stun, so that does delay the Lion for at least one turn. With it being injury, I feel like you just rip into this. There's going to be another stun, but this Amelia is going to be able to get rid of that without a problem. Although Amelia gets rid of 2 debuffs, right, with the S3?
I believe, yes, it is 2 debuffs.
Okay, and so the stun is still there. So good debuffs there on the blind, preventing that. But Hippolytus is getting really wrecked here. Your the Payra is already out of shield, which is pretty rough there, and has a burn. That is a lot of damage coming in on these holiday you fiends. Who started picking these? Do you think Smo left the room to go build units that he knew he needed? I think he did. I think that's something that Smo would do.
Absolutely. Heck Smo trying to ruin it for everyone.
True. Smo has always liked Last Rider Crow and Hufine. You know what, Brisker? I know that you're part of the Smo fan club, but this is going to be a lot of damage here. This is going to end the day of the Payra. That is a dead Politis as well. This is a really hurt Stenny with a burn on. She's going to get a shield after this, but there is no way that Hoofer is able to crack this, not without souls. And yeah, this is pretty big shambles here. He is not even doing dent damage really into a lot of these units. Ichufine is going to come through, finish off the Stenny there, and Hoofer bows out. And we're going to go into round 2. Big Smo, big heckin' wall. And it's actually kind of rough here too, because this actually benefits a Smo style place, a Smo type play style a lot more, just because of the restrictions in place, right? So it's looking like we're not going to have Alpha Strike. I have not seen him respond to you at all. Anything, Frost?
Nope, I have nothing on Alpha Strike.
All right. So we do see that Hufine and Maid band out here. Big Smoke going straight for that Amelia. Hoofer picking up the FCC here. Taking his time to pick this second one. Going into the LQC now. This is the first time that we've seen an LQC picked up here. LQC with the Amelia is very, very dangerous if that gets through. Yo, Fortune, thank you for the raid and the host, my man. Welcome everybody to the Rainbow Dash tournament. Hoofer taking his time. He's got the whole rest of the rainbow here besides dark. But how does he answer LQC? A lot of times the easiest answer is Hua Young or Rimu. But with those being banned, yikers. We do see the blue Kisei pick up here.
Blue Kisei very good into LQC with the reset.
That is true. You at least delay it for a little bit You delay the S3 for a hair. You see Big Smo taking his time. He still has grass, fire, and dark left to go. He is going to pick up some sort of mitigation here, I think. But what does he have built mitigation-wise? This Valencia is going to be super, super thick. He picks up the green Armin. Okay, let's go. And we see the Fire Charlotte as well. So we're going to see the double 5 heads. Potentially. We see Hoofer looking at that green lots. He does still have light and green left to go. He's hovering the Celine here. Does he opt to go with Belian? Belian doesn't really... He opts to go with the green lots. Now, this is the Call 8X special right here. Green lots adds a lot of tempo as a healer, and if he locks in the T-Surin, we can just tell. Okay, so he locks in the other T-Surin, the Celine here. And what is Big Smo's answer? Ooh, an ADS, man. An ADS. This is going to be potentially a really tough time for Hoofer. He does have Milam, and he does have Celine here potentially. But Big Smo, bring in the mitigation with the Armin. He does get rid of the Amelia, and we see the blue Kisei out. But that's going to be potentially double mitigation. Likely the Armin is on maybe an Arius, but yeah, we do get to see the green lots here though. So this is going to be a speed Milam. Big shield on that Milam. Gonna push the Celine forward. We're gonna see the S3 come out. All right. So do we see the S3 rip out here? This is going to put up a barrier. That is not a very big barrier. Okay, so we're going to see... It goes into the Celine, but gets counterattacked because, well, crit. And it's very possible that the ADS has no crit whatsoever and just opted to crit right there. This is going to be a little bit rough for Smo, just in the fact that he does have that AoE Fire Charlotte, right? And that is going to trigger the Celine pretty much every single time. And we're going to see the dual attack into the seal and the S2 pop off here, putting blind onto the Celine. Oh, that's really big. The attack down here is also pretty huge. And if you are Hoofer, who do you go into? So you opt to go into the ADS here. Shidobi Flash followed just so that they can say, heck Smo. I completely agree. Completely agree. Miss strips the evasion, although I think, was that the last turn for the evasion? Regardless, no evasion on the Milam now. A little bit of damage. Now, this is an attack down. There goes the attack down, but still has the blind, but does attack. Here comes the and the seal and the pop-off, and that's going to be an S3 ADS. This is not going to be able to... it almost picked up a kill, but here comes the S3. Smo is an actual menace. You go in on the you soul burn into the Melum here, put a little bit of chip damage, and you're going to S2, and the burns are going to do the rest of the work after the Charlotte. No Gale win. Celine's down. The FCC is sealed. Isn't going to be able to do anything with the green lots, and Big Smo is going to be moving on. An actual menace. Can anybody stop this man? Can anybody stop Big Smo? I don't want Big Smo to make the rules for the next tournament. It looks like Alpha's back. Speed Dude Man just pinged me, said Alpha.
We do have him in chat, but he just said.
Oh, Alpha Strike is just chatted in. He chatted in the summons like 4 minutes ago. So if you want to do Grits and D Nixie and then just slap him in after this, that's perfectly fine with me. If Speed Dude Man is fine with that. If Smo wins, he's gonna do an all Knights and all Soul Weaver tourney. That's actually probably true. That's actually probably true. One of you guys has to stop this man. He's gonna say
the join meta.
Oh man, dude, could you imagine how long that tournament would be? Actually, probably wouldn't be that long because nobody would sign up for it. They'd be like, "Wait, I don't want this to take an entire year. I just can't, man. I just yeah.
I think at that point it's whoever has the most what's the idol share?
Idol's chair, yeah. Yeah, dude. Frenzy 10 every match. Just think of the content, Frost. Think of how much content that would be. I could make 20 videos. It's one video each match. Best of 3, Frenzy 10, every single fight. Grits, though, D Nixie. Picking that Destina. Grits is very, very keen on that first pick Destina. D Nixie grabbing up that FCC. We do see the blue crowd. I like too with these special rules, Frost, because when it goes to third round, you have a lot of units taken out of the pool of an already limited pool. And I think that is really, really clutch.
It's
what
definitely
if
nice to see the diversity that that forces.
True. What if one day, when we did a tournament, we had stacking global bans per round? So in round 1, you would have things like Rimu, Hua, APOC, ML Koeric band. Round 2, it's the same bands, but now it's even more units. Third round, even more units. Until you get to the finals, and then it is just you are digging what you can out. I think that would be kind of interesting format in the future as well. But we do see a Melum from the Grit side, and we do see a Solitaria. D Nixie rocking the Amelia, the Landy. I think you need to pick up a little bit more DPS here. Opts to go with the Carrot. And then what do we see? What do we see the last pickup here? We see, so what do we have left? We have a light unit. Hover and the Ruel. Ruel wouldn't be too bad here. Like 3 protect Landy, 3 protect Carrot. It would take a little while, but I don't think... ooh. Okay, Camilla. Alright, interesting. We see a last pickup BBK here from the Grits side. The Camilla pick is interesting. I kind of like that pick. I want to see... Yo, Grits, can you let that through? It's just one round. I think that's a interesting pick.
I believe Camilla is dual attack on attack buff.
Yes. Yes. So what do? You push Camilla forward with Amelia, and then Camilla S1s because she has attack buff. You dual attack. You're gonna pull in the carrot most likely though, instead of the Landy. Ooh, that would be interesting if it's attack scaled with the Landy, so that you can just push and then you dual attack. The Landy pushes forward, already has enough charge because you go into somebody with like, you know, a buff, and then bam, you're done. It's good. It's great. However, the Camilla being outsped here, the Landy is going to push forward. We're going to see do we see the Soulburned S3 here? I think if you Soulburn S3, you are easily able to double S3 with the amount of buffs that are there, and that's exactly what we see. That Crow is pretty far back, but not in a great spot. We're going to see a lot of damage come in the Solitaria. The Solitaria is going to drop. I feel like we see a... What do you go here? The Destina is just going to bring everybody back. And if you bring Crow back, so we're going to see the S3 pop off here. And, ooh, well, with the speed buff, though, hold on. This could be real big because this at 93, the Camilla has speed buff. It's fast. I feel like you could have just S1'd here into the Destina. You don't want them to bring anybody back, and if the Crow goes, he horses, doesn't matter. Oh, and that pushes the Landy forward. D Nixie absolutely just slaughtered it. That was so clean. That was very, very good. Grits, man, that was Camilla doing work. So even here with the extinction, you have the carrot to follow up, and that is going to be a dead Milam. That was really clean. You'll love to see it. Love to see it. That was a
Warhorn.
That was a Warhorn Camilla. Yeah, I think even with speed buff, it still would have outsped, because at 93, 94, the Camilla was already really fast, right? So I think that it might have been close, but it definitely would have ended up cutting. And that was crazy. Do we see a pre-ban on the Camilla here? Does Grits go, you know what? That was worth it. But now I have to be serious. We see the ban out on the Destina. D Nixie seeing enough Grits games that it's like, hey, this man will auto lock Destina turn one. Not gonna happen this time. Not gonna happen this time, Mr. Grits. But we do see the Landy ban out here. D Nixie most likely going with that FCC, get that big mitigation really early on, and then potentially pick the Amelia right afterwards. Very, very strong start. You can pretty much flex pretty hard off of that. D Nixie taking his time, thinking about it. Do you want to go? You want to go the Amelia? Ooh, opts to go with the Solitaria here. Grits insta-locking the Rowana. Frost talk real quick while I give Creighton his medicine.
With the Solitaria pickup, we're definitely not going to see a Camilla, which is kind of sad. We see the RV being hovered. Celilius, unfortunately, banned for this tournament. We see the LHC pickup here on the Grit side. Denixie only has RGB units available to pick. Looks like he's going to choose to pick fire here.
True. Now the thing is like even if the Rowana makes it through, as long as D Nixie has enough damage to potentially crack crack any of their DPS and goes down into just the Rowana, right? The Rowana is not really that big of a threat. The LHC is quite a bit of a threat here with the Solitaria, but Grits does have Dark and Fire left, so he can go Stenny here. He opts to go with the BBK instead, and D Nixie has only Grass left. Not really a big... Like, Grass is not... Who do you pick here into this team, knowing you have a BBK, knowing that Grits could potentially pick up the Meru, picks up this the Ichifine, which we've seen do quite a bit of damage, and you have the LHC, which is going to get activated. The almonds are going to get activated off of every single Solitaria S1, as long as she has Daydream. And unless it is very, very fast, it is going to be really hard for D Nixie to control that LHC with a Meru and a BBK potentially popping off, the Rowana just pushing forward. And if it's on... if it is on Stella Harpa, that's going to be even worse for D Nixie, because it's going to just prevent any sort of real control onto anything on the Grits team. Covering the Vivian, obstacle lock in the Vivian here. Now Vivian could be pretty strong potentially here with the Dignus Orb. Still not going... Does Vivian's S2 trigger LHC? I feel like LHC has to be the ban here, right? Because it is an extra attack.
I'm not too sure about that.
I think the second and third ones maybe? I mean, if it's not banned, we're gonna find out. So we do see the Solitaria ban here. I do still think that that is a good idea, because even if Grits let that through, that would be a stripped and ripped BBK. We are going to see if Grits has the friends and the magic to pop off with this Fire Meru. So we're going to see the Amelia open here, and who do you push forward? You're going to push forward the Milam, and you're going to riggedy rip this S3 into the... Okay, yeah, so you S1 here, and then you rip the S3 into the Meru. No magic, no friends, no coming back. That is a very good play right there. Now, one of the things that's... with the LHC, right, is that, well, if we'll find out, right, about the Vivian S3 here. There's a dual attack, but we'll see if that S2 does all of that work.
I don't think we're going to see anything out of the Vivian triggering the LHC here, because there's no one who she's going to kill with an S2.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Yeah, that is true, and that is real. Now, right here is, yeah, a really good time. You rip this S3, and this BBK is not going to be able to do anything with the S3. Just take off some skill nullifiers. Yep, we see the... Ooh, that was a lot of damage on that S1. Doesn't even bother with the S2. Why even use the S2? To be fair, yeah, at that point, just absolutely wreck with the S1. Although, to be fair too, the S1 does have the chance to trigger the dual attack there. We do see just the S1 come through. Now this is going to be a you just S1 the LHC, it comes back. The Vivian is going to get a turn here, although we are going to see some Sigurd Scythe healing here. But it's likely that with the amount of damage that Vivian did on the S1, this is gone. The BBK is gone. It is going to come back, but by the time that thing gets a turn, wow. I did kind of want to see the interaction there, though, with the S2 and the LHC, just for my own, you know, personal curiosity. And then you just S1 into the BBK, Asta S1 into that, and just finish up with the Wahaha.
That is probably the first time in 2 years anyone's gotten a successful flush with Vivian.
That's very possible. Should work. It is an extra attack. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. It activated Rowana, it looked like, so it should have worked for LHC. All right, yeah, there we go. Yeah, so there you go, Frost. We know, but you know what? You don't have to S2 and kill anyone. You just S1 and absolutely roll through the LHC, and D Nixie is going to be moving on. Very, very solid plays right there. That Vivian did so much damage. Holy crap, man. That was pretty awesome. That was good. So we've got Speed Dude Man and we've got Alpha. All right, let's go, boys. Let's go, boys. Well played though, Grits. Yeah, that was that first one, man. That first one, D Nixie, I gotta tell you, dude. That Camilla was super good. Room crashed. Speed Dude Man's entire room at his house just crashed. Yeah.
Speed Dude realizing he didn't pay Alpha enough to stay gone, so he was not prepared to fight.
True. You know, Nixie, so Nixie says, I pick Camilla on ladder and have a very positive win rate with her. A long time ago, I used to pick Captain Ricorous regularly on ladder. And I had a pretty good win rate with him as well. And it's because I think a lot of people underestimate those like weird off picks and they don't know what they do. And I know for me personally, if somebody picks something like that, I will happily give the 10 points to just get to see what that is. So we've got Speed Dude Man and we've got Alpha. Let's go. This is the last match of the first half of the second round, and then we move into the second half. We have been seeing a lot of similar picks here, right? But we've also seen a lot of kind of off meta. A lot of these are off meta because, you know, we got goofy rules, but we've been seeing a lot of interesting picks here. First pick, Basar. I feel like I'm going back to the old days of Arena, where you just slam Basar and win. We do see the para here on the Speed Dude Man side. Now, Speed Dude Man, he runs on a completely different track than most people. Speed Dude Man builds things that are super goofy, super weird, and then he goes, hey, check this out. So definitely going to be interesting to see what Speed Dude Man comes out with, but we do see the Jacko Basar. Now this could be really big. Not only are you going to push back, you're going to unbuffable, but if that Basar has Crown and Jacko, that's going to be a lot of stun potential. We do see the Spectre Tenebria here in the middle of the draft on the Alpha side. He does still have water and light, whereas Speed Dude Man has to draft a light and a grass. So let's see what we get here. However, in that, ooh, and we go into an Ida. Now, what light unit can Alpha pick to potentially bring to activate an Ida? I don't know, but Speed Dude Man locking the blind and locking the Great Mortelix. Ooh, we're gonna see the SBA here. Let's go. This is gonna be control, boys. So if we see the steady band here, get ready to potentially put control in chat. But on the same time, Speed Dude Man's draft is really strong against this. Now, you're going to leave the Belian in. You've got Trozette. You've got Peyra. You've got the Great Mortelix who cannot be stopped.
Mort technically counters everything that Alpha picked.
That's right. That is right. So Peyra's going to come out. We're going to see the unbuffable on literally everybody here. And then we're going to see the mitigation go up. Yeah, I think from the Alpha side that this one was kind of rough because who are your openers if you don't ban Peyra, right? Now you are literally just in a bad spot. You're going to do a little bit of damage here to the Mort, but because he's not debuffed, and then the Mort counterattacks. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. We're going to see nothing come through here. And then we are going to see the Ida come through here, and that's going to be a counterattack. Mort coming through, giving everybody the anti-crit. Trozette gonna cleanse and push this Belian forward. And this is going to be a big S3. We're going to see some provokes. We're going to see some damage. And then guess what? That is going to go into a big shirt-ripping heckin' Mort S3. And then that is Ida where? Ida Doko. Mort going to come through. Stomp on the Stenny. That is a dead Stenny. And here goes the... Ooh, and there's a big bounce back. And Speed Dude Man winning that one very, very fast. All right, let's see if Alpha can turn this one around. Yeah, that was actually really good. That was a good Mortelix. Definitely. All right, so do we see the Mort ban? Do we see the Respect Great Mortelix ban, Frost?
I think we kind of have to, especially if Alpha wants to go stun heavy again.
Yeah. Yeah, that last
Mort...
pick, Mort, just really just kind of was rough, right?
Yeah, Mort definitely the strongest RGB.
All right, so we see an Elfelt and a Belian ban. We're going to see that. Oh, we're going to see the Blue Crow first pick from the Alpha side. Speed Dude Man getting the Peyra yet again. So this means that, ooh, and Speed Dude Man just going immediately into a Cease area cleave. Alpha picking up the Politis here. Politis stonks have been on an all-time high lately. Politis is very strong into even not cleave, right? Because since Amelia is so prevalent, like literally just picking Politis just stops. You have to think like real hard. What am I going to do with this Amelia? Do I wait? Do I not wait? We see the LAC pick up here from the Speed Dude Man side and Closer Charles from the Alpha side. That is potentially an opener here. So we could see something come from that. Speed Dude Man hovering the Rowana. Now Rowana would proc off of the Politis S2, giving some healing, but locks a Assassin Sid. Speed Dude Man has been in Wyvern. Now he is the Speed Dude Man. Alpha picking up the Celine and the Sage Bowl. Speed Dude Man here has to pick a green unit. He is hovering a lot of dark units, and he's going to Pepega out and not pick a green unit here. And then we're going to have to start again. He's got 11, 10, 9, 8, picks Mortelix. Slams Mortelix.
I think we see the ban on the Mort here just out of respect.
True.
But also leaving a sit up is just asking to get outsped.
Yeah, not only that, but you have the LHC that's going to be triggering off of the Politis there. So yeah. But here we go. We see the S2 come out. This is going to be some unbuffables. Unbuffables on quite a few. Here comes the Caesarea bombs. The Politis is going to S2. Is going to trigger the LHC. The Payra right now is absolutely free to put that S3 up now. And we are going to see a dead Politis and a potentially a dead now that is going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot of ER most likely on this Sage Ball, so just trying to poke there. But this is going to be a stun and potentially a dead Charles and a dead Politis. No, not enough to pick up the kill, but oh, it puts the LHC to sleep. That's pretty rough, but Mort is going to be able to clean up the Charles, clean up the Politis, and Speed Dude Man, even with the sleepy team, is in a really, really solid spot here. How does Mort keep winning? Somebody's got to stop him. Now, Sage Ball here can S3, but I don't think you're at enough point here where you're going to be able to kill anybody. You put the Caesarea asleep, but you've got a lot of damage coming in here. No provoke. The Payra is just going to do whatever Payra wants to do, soften up here. But here comes the LAC S3 into the S1, and then you've got Mort right behind it. Yikes. Yikers. I feel like you go in on the Crow, finish off with the Mort, and then even if this Sage Ball decides, hey, you know what, I'm going to kill your Caesarea, what do you do? What do you do here? Opts to go in on the LAC doesn't pick up the kill here, and that is going to be a top right. Laquitus, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. Yes, Archdemon Mercedes is the best waifu. Much love. Speed Dude Man actually cleaning that up really fast. Good job. Very clean. The Great Mortelix Enjoyers. Let's go, Speed Dude Man. Moving on, he's going to have to fight... he is going to end up having to fight Ghostery in the next one. But we've got Zephyr versus Savian. All right, let's go. Zephyr is from ML5, by the way. So you know that Zephyr is an entire whale just because they have a guild specifically dedicated to ML5s. The Safe Haven, though, actually, is the Safe Haven the only KR player that we have? We don't typically get KR server players in the tournament, so Safe Haven, I think that's actually a first. Frost, confirm, deny?
I can't. Actually, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't think we have ever had a KR server player in one of our tournaments. So I think Safe Haven is the first. So awesome, dude. But we see the Inos here from Zephyr. And we see Melissa. Ooh, Guider Aether, Zephyr. What is this team, dude? What is this team, dude? This is phenomenal. We see the Ravi, we see the Destiny, the BBK, the Crow, and the Maid from the Safe Haven side. But Zephyr with the with the Lilibet, the Melissa, the Inos, the Guider Aether, Zephyr. Am I gonna have to call the FBI? That Inos is fast. So we're gonna see the Inos come out. That's attack, that's speed buff. Lilibet is going to come in. We're gonna see some snip here on the Ravi, but that's a big counter into a stun here. And we're going to see the Rose protect the Lilibet here and Guider Aether. Let's go. Let's go. Let's see this damage. Oh, wow. That's some big damage. Unfortunately, though, the maid is going to bring this back, and the Destina also is going to be able to bring this back. So what is your play here? Do you just start chipping into... you chip into Crow? Well, not chip. That's a dead Crow. That is a dead, extinct Crow. That was so much damage. That Lilibet was absolutely popped off there on that Crow. Holy crap. But now Ravi is back. Gonna take just run right into that Guider Aether, get the stun in here. We're gonna see the Soul Burn S1. We're gonna see the Death Break, and Guider Aether is back, boys. Guider Aether we're gonna see a little bit of a bonk there in on the maid, and Guider Aether is going to drop the absolute hammer on that Ravi. What the fuck is this game? Zephyr, what? Wow, that is so much damage, dude. Zephyr has been waiting for this moment. This entire FBI bait team. That is crazy, dude. Wow, that Guider Aether did so much damage, dude. I am very impressed with that Guider Aether. Now, it is going to bring this Ravi back, but that Guider Aether is just going to drop this Ravi back into the void yet again. That S1 moves so slow. Like the graphic for the S1, the little Kamehameha there is so slow. And dude, this Lilibet is just S3ing so much. And that's another extinct unit.
Do we know the artifact on the Lilibet? I'm not seeing it.
Wait. Is it actually on Creation Destruction?
Oh, symbol.
Oh, okay, symbol. I was gonna say, if this was on Creation Destruction and this dude was just super memeing, oh man, dude, that would be crazy. Dude, just popping off, dude. Absolutely, just that was impressive, dude. Lilibet S3 kill lowers her cooldown. There you go. See, that just goes to show how much people know about Lilibet. Wow, what a fight, dude. What a fight, dude. Safe Haven has to be going. I don't even know what to do against this team. This is actually Zephyr is actually hog crazy, dude.
My concern would be if the Lilibet does that, what else does he have?
True. So we see the immediate pre-ban of that Lilibet. And I'd almost wager that if Zephyr goes, oh my god, just going right into the Kawana. Right into the Kawana. We see the Arby come out. Into the BBK. Safe Haven's going, you know what? I'm going to try to go as safe damage as possible. But the thing is that Kawana...
Gonna just break the rules right here.
Oh, yeah. Safe Haven, yeah, we got to restart. Can't double dark. No double dark, boys. We got to restart. So let me grab the bands here. Yep.
So someone needs to back out.
Yeah,
and
Zephyr
then
back out
go ahead and-
real quick, and we'll remake. Okay.
When you back out fully, please.
Yeah, Zephyr back out fully because we got to completely remake.
Smilegate, if you're watching this, please add a redo round button.
Oh yeah, that would be good. Bellion, Caesarea, Garrett.
Okay, Zephyr will be required to pick Koana first pick, and the RB pick will be mandatory.
Zephyr's not first pick. Safe Haven was first pick. Because Safe Haven first picked Arby. Yeah.
No.
Zephyr was first pick. Because Zephyr slammed that Koana super hard. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because I'm just looking. I just pulled back up the picture. Yeah, you're first pick. Yep. All good, Safe Haven. It happens. Especially after that first round. Completely understand. Alright. No Lilibet, no Carrot, no Caesarea. Alright, so we see that Ravi again. Hopefully this time around, the Ravi is going to get a turn to play. This is going to be a 290 Ludwig. I'm just going to point out, Zephyr having fun. These units are crazy. Zephyr still has water, light, and dark left. I see a Guider Aether in the future. Guider Aether coming back for revenge against that Ravi. Hasol. Knowing that the Ravi is counter, Hasol actually wouldn't have been bad there. Oh, we're going to see a Cdom. A Cdom. We see the maid pick up here. What does Safe Haven pick here? Now, Zephyr did show the Hasol. Knowing that the Ravi is counter, the Hasol actually wouldn't be too bad. A Pillis wouldn't be too bad. Picks up the mitigation in the Blue Crow. However, Blue Crow is going to get elemental advantaged by that Ludwig, maybe. We have to, Zephyr does have to pick a ice and a light unit here. Are we going to see a double Dom? Are we going to see, no, we see the Guider Aether. I expected that after seeing that blue Chloe. I'm just astounded. My brain, okay, so we see the rows here. My brain is just not big enough to understand what Zephyr is doing. So we see the Violet last pick here from the Safe Haven side. I feel like from the Safe Haven side, maybe the Arby is the hardest one here. Although you potentially have you got Ludwig. The Koana is going, okay, so the Ludwig is going to get banned out and the Arby is going to get banned out. Now, the Safe Haven side is a bit more standard, is a bit more safer. You do have the Violet, but let's be real, it's Violet, right? So we're going to see, who does he go into? He goes into the Ravi, gets the stun here. But one of the big things is that the maid is still able to cleanse here for the moment. Unless this Guider Aether just drops a massive bomb on this maid, which is what is going to go into, and that is a lot of damage on the maid, goes down to half, but was not able to collect the kill. But is the CDOM going to be enough to collect, to scoop up the rest of the kill here? Soul burn, and that is going to be a dead maid. Now the thing is, here you're going to get an apple, and this violet is going to do a lot of damage, most likely to the, actually doesn't do a lot of damage there to the Guider Aether, but you've got a lot of dangerous units here. You see the S2 with the shield, the push forward. You're going to see the S2 potentially. Who do you push into? You push into the Guider Aether, so that the A Ravi. Ooh, big resist there. Now, do you kill the A Ravi? Not enough to kill, but the CDOM, even without a soul burn, should pick up the kill. Now the problem is going to become, how do you break this Crow, and how do you deal with this Violet? No stun there. All right, we see the little bit of chip damage into the Crow. Now the Crow is in a fair, can do a decent amount of damage here, even with the horse at half. That is definitely horse range. And you just kill the Guider Aether here. Ooh, soul burn on the CDOM, picks up the kill on to that. Now here's the problem though. This Violet has the potential to hard pop off. This could just be a Violet solo here. The Violet is on the correct side of the field. That's going to be a counter. That's going to be a very hurt Guider Aether. This is going to be a dead Guider Aether. No ops to go in on the CDOM. Picks up the kill on the CDOM. The Fire Kawana does have elemental advantage, but does get the miss. And this is not going to be a stun. This is going to be a counter attack. That's going to push that. That is going to push that Violet forward. But the Violet can only dodge so long. Does pick up another dodge. That's a big shield. But at this point, this Violet is going to, pick up the kill on the Guider Aether. And, well, we'll find out if these two can pick up the kill. I mean, that is a lot of damage going in there on the Violet. There's a bleed. We're going to see the S3 come through here. And can this Kawana... we're going to see the S3 rip into the... Ooh, he opts to rip the S3 into the Kawana here. And I don't know if that was a good idea. This Violet, though, is just absolutely popping off, just dodging absolutely everything. You're going to see the Soul Burn S3 here. That's going to push forward. Wants to get that extra turns of attack here. Soul Burn does actually land, does hit the attack down, and that's another counter. This is not looking good for the Zephyr side. Push forward does have the shield here. We're gonna see if this S3 actually lands, and this is right side Violet, boys. This is right side Violet. Counter attack does miss, doesn't pop the shield here. Is going to have the S3, so goes into the Kawana yet again. And, man.
Break the shield. I think Kawana just finishes this out here.
We'll see if she hits, she wins. But this Violet is just absolutely popping off. This Violet is just absolutely popping off. Wow. Hold on. Okay, and here's the S3 into the Kawana. There's not much left. If this Kawana can actually land a hit, if Kawana lands the hit, there you go. That was actually crazy. That was an insane fight. both of them did so good there. Safe Haven, just wow. Dude, but Zephyr, what an what a crazy fight. Both of you guys did a phenomenal job there. Zephyr is going to be moving on. Those were crazy, man. Dude, that Violet, man, right side Violet, boys. Right side Violet, dude. So we got Koba versus Clark. Let's go, boys. How are you guys going to follow that up? How are you guys going to follow that fight up? Let's go. Zephyr, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that a lot. That was good. That was good. We got the rank 36. Clark. At least it's not Big Smo.
Heck, Big Smo.
That's right. Please just cleave each other. It's 5 a.m. here. Ashira next. We see the first pick made. Repping it. Repping the maid. First pick in the maid. Koba, do you ever have a hard time when you go up against Call 8 by X? 8x7? When you guys are fighting over the maid first pick? Clark picking the FCC. You guys better get ready. Ashira. Emil. Grab the blankets, grab the pillows, grab yourself some sleepy time tea, because right now this is looking like a snoozer. See you guys tomorrow when this game ends. We do see the green Armin pick up here from the Koba side. We see the LHC come out from the Clark. By the way, my Kawana never RNL'd. That was an RNL Kawana. Zephyr is actually crazy. We do see the Politis pick up here. We see the Stenny pick up. You know, we haven't seen too many Stennies picked in this tournament. Kind of surprising.
2?
Yeah, 2. We see hovering the last pick DN here. Now, I personally am a big DN fan. I like DN. I think the DN is great. Generates tons of souls. Anti-crit's a meme, but when it works, it works. And when it doesn't work, well, that's BS. Does lock the DN here. DN getting that little bit of extra buff too on the S2. Definitely a big fan of that one. I think she could have gotten a little bit more, but we see the level 50 Elena locked in here on the Quark side. So let's see what the bands are. We see the Milam and we see the LHC ban outs here. Definitely needed to be a ban on the LHC with the green arm in here. So let's see how this one plays out. I'm definitely looking forward to the seeing some green arm in here. All right, so we see the Politis come out. Politis gonna be dropping that S3. That's gonna be a unbuffable blind there on the Stenny, but the nice thing is the DN S2 gets rid of 2 debuffs now. So we will see the Elena come out. This is good right here because this is going to protect the Quark side from not only the Stenny, but this is going to protect the Quark side from the Armin Bat back here. Get a little bit of CR push there, as well as, you know, stabilized a little bit here as well. Major Moron 007, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub, dude. All right, so we see the dude. All of the condoms are coming out. We see the Elena S3. We see the FCC S3. This is a lot of just protect this Violet as much as humanly possible. I heckin' love season 1. Actually true, actually big. Now, one of the big things here too, though, that is kind of hard for the Quark side, right, is that while he did a little bit of damage here onto the Stenny, he is kind of out of AoE damage, right? So he's going to have to go through an Armin and go through a Maid and go through a DN before he is ever going to be able to touch that Spectre Tenebria. While he does have a lot of mitigation here, there is not really a lot that he can do at the moment to that Spectre Tenebria. I guess the best that he can do, and now that the Politis is out of the invulnerability, do you just soul burn here, rip the S1 into the Politis, and then rip the S1 yet again? Ooh, wow, that was a lot of damage. A lot of damage to that Elena right there. And here comes the counterattack. Elena not looking very healthy. I think that Elena is going to drop very, very soon. We see a little bit of chip damage come in onto that Politis. Oh, and the downtown bonk. Even though this is going to cleanse off the stun, that extra little bit of CR push there was real big for the Spectre Tenebria. Here comes the Soul Burn. That's going to take Politis off of the field. Doesn't Soul Burn. Still takes Politis off the field. So with Politis gone, Violet is the only person left. And I do not believe the Quark side is going to be able to run through all of this mitigation, all of this anti-crit, the heal, everything like that to get into that Spectre Tenebria. And this is one of the downsides of not having all of your AoE options. Yeah, at this point, Quark probably wishing that he left Milim up instead of the Spectre Tenebria, because even though the Milim would have had evasion, at least he could have hit it. We see the Soul Burn here into the Violet and the FCC, taking quite a bit of damage there. Do you just clean up the FCC here with the S3? I think that is the play, and that is going to be the play that he is going to go with. And that's going to just push Violet back even further. Now, one of the downsides here is that Koba is going to eventually have to go into this Violet. But he does have enough souls already that Spectre Tenebria can easily just double up into the Violet, because, well, that is pretty much the only person that you have left after this round. Now, do you double up here? That does seem like to be what we're going to go with here. So that is a dead Elena. And I do not believe... Oh, never mind. Going to clean it up right there. Going to clean it up right there. Koba is going to be taking the first round. Is Quark going to be able to come back, not let him pick the Spectre Tenebria, and hide behind that giant wall? This is some Call 8x7 gaming right here. This is Legend gaming. This is Sleeper Smo gaming. This is going to be Shotgun Shogun gaming after I re-gear my 40 units that I spent all day gearing 7 of. So we see the Landy ban and we see the Armin ban here. Quark instantly locking the Maid, says, you know what? No. I'm taking it. Koba right now going, wait. I always first pick Maid. I'll first pick FCC this time. What do we move in here? What do we move into here? Into a potential Ruel. Now, one of the things that Quark can do to answer the Ruel... Ooh, Quark picking up the Operator Cigarette. That is a spicy pickup here. Both players already exhausting their light and their dark pickups. Does Quark go with an Amelia here to CR push that Operator Cigarette with an attack buff and then potentially drop something? We'll see. But one of the things that you can do against a Ruel is bring more AoE damage, right? Because it is a little bit harder for Ruel to manage multiple things. So since she is so single target, that is an option, but Quark opts to go with the Ida, and Koba going to be picking up that blue Kisei. You pick a Cigarette, I pick a Kisei.
All the restrictions on openers, definitely the possibility of it getting banned out since, Ran is no longer an option. I'm surprised we haven't seen any Judiths.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. I think a lot of people probably didn't even think about that, really. We do see the Celine ban or the Celine pickup here. Quark kind of thinking it out here, right? Because you do have the Maid, which is a little bit tough, into the Celine. If he were to, he picks up the Milam here. Needs to have, with the Ida, you kind of need to have that, that activator for Ida, and the Celine hard blocks that. Hovering a Rowana here. Interesting last pick. I don't know if Quark maybe just didn't have anything to pick here, or if he's going to just let the Celine through, because I'll be completely honest, I think that even with the Celine, if you are using Rowana to try to like CR push forward, maybe the Milam, he's banking on the Milam. Yeah, 4 greens down, that's true. So Politis is banned out here. The Celine is in, but maybe he's thinking, I don't know. The Kisei is quite fast, and that is most likely a dead Operator Cigarette. That is a dead Operator Cigarette. Now, one thing that he can do here is slap that Maid. Although the... Okay, tries to go for the bonk, doesn't get the bonk, opts to throw in the S3 here. The Celine is going to go into that Ida. Oh no, it brings back the Operator Cigarette just in time for the Operator Cigarette to die. Oh my goodness. But the Celine is going to pick up the kill there on the Ida, but the Ida is going to come back. I don't know that this is going to do enough here. We're going to see a stun on the... We are going to see a stun on the blue Kisei, and we are going to see a stun on the Ruel. However, no stun on the FCC because of immunity, and no souls to strip. Almost would have been better to just not rip the soul burn on the Maid, bring the Op Sig back, make sure it dies, and then just go for the Ida combo there. But hindsight is always 2020. We do see the S2 here that is going to strip and push back, but Celine is in stealth. Oh wow, that was literally half of that Maid's health. in one Celine bonk. Skill nullifier gone from that Ida. And I'm pretty sure that this blue Kisei just kills this Ida, and it's gonna revive. The maid has to bonk someone here to push the Ida forward. Doesn't get it onto the FCC, and then the FCC just provokes this. And then there goes the Ida, and that is going to be it for Quark, as this Kisei picks up the kill, doesn't pick up the kill on the maid, but at this point Quark is not in a good spot. Yeah, because that Celine is going to have an S3. The Kisei has an S3. And that is going to be Koba's game. Koba is going to be moving on and fighting Zephyr. Ashira versus Emil is going to be next. Very well played by Koba. I do think that hitting the soul burn there on the maid was probably a misplay on Quark's part, but that Celine hit so hard. All right, let's see what this one plays out as. Ashira versus Emil. We got another Mangoville player up in here. Emil and McStinson playing back and forth. Drafted like Garbo, not gonna lie. You know what, Quark? It's okay. This is a hard thing to draft in, honestly. We see the Belian, we see the Ruel ban-outs here. The Belian definitely kind of expected, right? Definitely kind of an expected ban. All right, we see the first pickup of the FCC here from the Ashira. Emil immediately going into the Bryceria, into the Caesarea. I think the soul burn for the maid was to attempt to stun the Celine to go into the S3 to bring the Op Sig back. Oh, that's true. Yeah, Celine cleanses herself with... Yeah, that is true. For the push. But yeah, then yeah, after you S3'd, she would have just cleansed, killed, pushed forward. Yeah. Definitely a little bit rough there. So Emil picking up the Violet here into the Rem. We also have the fire hand guy from the Ashira side. We're gonna see the LHC pickup. No triple Asaria, Sag, Zahak. This is gonna be the first Zahak I have seen in quite a while. Hover in the Celine last pick. Definitely has to pick a light unit. That is what we're gonna rock. And then bam, Emil immediately dropping the 5-head. Elena has done work a little bit here. So we see the Caesarea ban, we see the Zahak ban. It's gonna be kind of interesting here to see just a little bit more mitigation. You do have the AoE mitigation on the Emil side, but this is going to be a lot of damage on whoever he opts to go in on, right? Do you hit Bryceria here? I feel like you hit Bryceria. There's the cooldown. Immortal is gone because it's stripped. You have your cooldown, and that is a dead Bryceria that has done nothing. Sag. The Bryceria is going to get popped off here. Now we're going to see potentially, we see demon mode here. Everybody is immortal. We do see the S3 rip out. We do see the counterattack, the AoE counterattack. Does strip the invulnerability here, but didn't really matter too much, seeing as the immortality was going to, or the invulnerability was going to be gone on the LHC anyways. Opts to not brick the S3, but instead go right into the REM. Now defense broken. And that REM is going to come in, and defense broken. And I do think that a mill here is just banking on the right side violet. We have had quite a few people today that have banked on that right side violet, but so far not working out very well. We're going to see the S3 come through. Is this enough damage with the attack down? It's defense break, so we will see more than enough damage to pick up the kill on that Elena. We're going to see the S3 come out here. That is going to be quite a bit of damage, and it also hits the violet. At this point, a mill is going to be cleaned up by the very thing that he sought to defeat with the LHC, and that is going to be REM. Sleepy Violet. Indeed. So the first one is going to be going to Ashira. Ashira, it's super late. Ashira's like, you know what? I really, really need to go to sleep. I am so tired. Let's go. Don't worry, Ashira. The next round will be tomorrow. By the way, for those of you who may have been in earlier rounds, I probably should have said that, right? Frost, I should have said that earlier. I absolutely should have said that. So, Speed Dude Man, Big Smo, D Nixie, Zephyr, Koba, the Death. You guys can go to sleep. You guys can go to sleep. We'll do the rest of them tomorrow, because it'll be a while for the rest of it. We'll do it at the same time tomorrow, and we'll finish things off. Nazrin, yes, you can go to bed. Emil is going to be first picking the Violet, or the Vivian. Violet is banned. Same with Maid. Yeah, we'll pick up the rest of it tomorrow. Otherwise, yeah, we would literally be here for probably another like 3 or 4 hours. Yeah, go sleep. I will see you guys tomorrow, same start time. Should go a little bit faster because we do have less people. Man, remember, Frost, remember the days when we had 120 something people sign up for the tournaments? Multiple matches a week.
Day 1
Crazy,
was
dude.
8 hours. Day 2 was also 8 hours.
Yes. We do see Emil picking up the RB here. We see that hand guy yet again, but see Armin this first time. Zephyr, yeah, tomorrow is Monday for you. If you need us to sort out a specific time, just let me know. Like if you need it to be first, we can definitely try to make that happen. All right, so we see ML Fire Ricardo.
The first series of this tournament, right here.
Also, yes, the first Cerise. Yeah, all these people in the future, man. It's still Saturday, bro. It's still Saturday. You guys are all living in the future. We see the Rem pick up here. So we know, Mill knows that the Ashira's Rem is woke. Absolutely. We see the super cute T-Surin. But blocking the LHC. Coming back for a second round. Yeah, the Ashira's Rem is actually illegal. That Rem popped off real hard. But as always, some games Rem is woke. Some games Rem takes naps. Emil having to pick fire here, hovering the Fire Meru, but opting to go with the Sea Saria here. Last picking the Destina. Sorry, it's harder to pick when you lock elements. It's true. So we see the Fire Hand Guy and we see the RB banouts here. Now, this is going to be a little bit rough for the Emil side with the ML Fire Ricardo and the Rem. This is a very rough, potentially rough draft for Emil to go into. You're going to see the S2 come in here on the Sea Armin. We're going to see the Soulburn S1 into the ML Fire Ricardo. And then we see the S1 again. That's 2 bombs. No activation for you. What do you opt to go into here? Probably into the opts to go into. Ooh, and that is a deleted Caesarea. But Caesarea dropped the bombs already. But Destina coming back around is easily going to just be able to cleanse those off, actually. So putting those onto the Ricardo. But opts to go into the Sea Armin. So you can throw up the S3 here, because now what are you going to do? You're going to go into immunity here, because if you S3 Rem, if you S3 Fire Ricardo or ML Ricardo, that Rem this game sleeping. No counter or no popping off. Could have potentially cooled down the. There we go. There's the. See, I say something, and there she goes. There she goes. So we will see some damage come in probably here on the Cerise just to take her out. That is a dead Cerise. We just see the S1 right into the Ricardo, into Kawazu. Yeah, big S1, but there is the AoE counter attack. Now, here becomes the problem. The debuff immunity was stripped. The LHC goes after everybody here, but can the LHC survive? Here comes the blind. Can the blind be resisted? No. Can the provoke be resisted? Yes. Can. Okay, just hits the S1 here. So we're gonna see the dump. The extra 2 attacks can't be countered here. But we're going to see the S3 come out. He comes back. The LAC is probably dead here. So, you just S1 right into it. There's the damage with no defense break. Doesn't even matter. Blind ignores resist because demon. true. And Ashira picking up that second one. Ashira, you can go to bed. GG a mill. There we go. That Rem doing absolute work. Absolute work. Now, Ame versus Brisker. Where is Ame at?
I believe Ame is at work. He said he would likely not be able to play. And because we had to know his opponent the second round, he couldn't play.
Gotcha.
So it looks like Brisker is just going to get to go to the next round.
All right. Brisker, Heckin, Bamboozle, and Ame. Brisker is going to move on to the next round. And then we will do the rest of these fights. We'll do the rest of it tomorrow. So we will do the third round, semifinals, and finals tomorrow, starting at 7 p.m. EST. Again, with like Zephyr and stuff like that. If you do need us to like put your matches like at the beginning or at the end, Koba, I don't know where you're at, but like yeah, let me know. We can sort those out. But thanks everybody who came out today. You know, if these do get bigger, we'll probably have to like do them earlier in the day, or just do the Friday, Saturday, Sunday like we were before. Definitely, if we get more than like just 16, we'll have to definitely do 2 days. So yeah.
That will be exciting and a little bit painful, but I'm here for it.
Well, yeah, it'll be a little painful, right? But like you wanted this, man. You wanted this. Would you consider casting 2 rounds at a time? I think that would be too much to keep track of, and I wouldn't be able to. I have a hard time keeping track of one match.